Oh, we're doing the national anthem. Oh, wait, shit.
Welcome back to Lancer Live. This is Gavin Elephant.
Alongside Tyler Matthew.
And we will be your commentators for this 2026-2027 Lancer football season.
Here we go. Tonight for the Lancers in the Manteca. First off on the Manteca side, 3 returning starters. They had a big graduating class last year, and those are their 3 best players. 3-star running back Nico Juarez had over 1,700 yards last year, and also 3-star recruit Jaden Harris will be a big threat for them tonight on the outside with their wide receiver. And his twin brother, too, watch out for him, Jalen Harris, number 13. On the Lancer side, you're going to see a lot of 11 personnel tonight. They're going to spread the ball out. The Manteca defense loves to pressure with their front 7, so you're going to see a lot of 3 wide receiver sets for the Lancers tonight. One last point. Lancers going young at wide receiver. Look for juniors Zechariah Holloway and Carter Shanahan, numbers 3 and 7.
Thanks, Tyler. Looking back into the last matchup between the Buffaloes and the Lancers was 9 years ago, where in this last game, the Lancers won 28-23 in the NorCal Championship. Based on that last performance, what are you thinking will happen tonight, Tyler?
I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Manteca is the 58th ranked team in California. Lancers are the 68th team ranked California. I think it's going to be a close matchup, but it's going to be determined on big plays. Can the Lancers limit big plays from Juarez and the Harris twins on the outside? And will they be able to create those big plays themselves with junior quarterback Drew Cumbie and his wide receiving core?
I think that's a great point. I think a big momentum shift in this game will be how effective Drew Cumbie and his junior partners Carter Shanahan and Zechariah Holloway will be tonight.
I think that's a great point too. He's the number 9 quarterback to watch in Northern California, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. Will he live up to these expectations? He had the big share of the snaps last year. Can he expand? Can he grow on them in his second season as a starter?
Yeah, it's very impressive for Drew Cumbie because he is returning as a starter after spending last year as a co-starter with now graduate Andrew Franzino. Speaking on returning starters, we also have Jaden Lewis, number 5. Last year, he played as a starting edge. This year, he will be playing as the Lancers starting middle linebacker, replacing the spot of now graduate Chase Cahoon. Chase Cahoon was lucky enough and talented enough to go to Stanford. That will be a really big hole Jaden must face. Jaden is also very talented enough where the Lancers are beginning to trust him as a running back on varsity again. He'll be taking some running back snaps, but this will mostly be behind new sophomore star Luke Mota.
Well, I think also you've got to talk about Lewis. Look out for Leonidas Perry, number 2. Those two are going to fill up the linebacking core for the Lancers tonight, and those two will be flying around making plays. If those two can help contain Nico Juarez, it's going to be a smooth sailing night for the Lancers.
I love that point. I think a lot of this game plan for the Lancers defense is going to be containment. Not every single play is going to be a tackle for loss, a sack, an interception, but maybe containment. Get them to those third downs, make it third and long, make it third and hard, not third and easy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, if you put the Manteca Buffaloes into third and manageable, they're going to take advantage of you. They have too many weapons that the Lancers can't cover. You want to stop Nico Juarez out of the box, they're going to throw it to the Harris twins on the outside. You try to spread it out, you go nickel personnel, 5 DBs. Nico Juarez is going to gash you up the middle. It is really about containment, and you know the old saying, you can't go broke taking a profit. They're going to need to take lots of profits tonight if they want to win this game.
Talking about containment, some of the main Lancers on defense are going to be number 2, Leonidas Perry. He'll be playing a lot of linebacker, kind of that lurker, trying to plug in wherever he needs to be plugged in. As well as number 6, Landon Justice. He is a junior. He will also be playing linebacker, trying to hit players hard and contain this Buffalo offense. Another safety, number 17, Matthew Doyle. He will be a safety with his partner, Wate Pefaletti. Wate Pefaletti will be playing wide receiver, free safety, as well as punter for the Lancers. Really an all-around player as this senior who is currently committed to the Navy.
Well, yeah, like you said, he's committed to Navy. He's a Swiss Army knife, and he will also potentially be utilized as that third wide receiver in the Lancers' 11 personnel offense. 2 other people I want you to focus on defense. Edge, number 99, Miles Day. He's a returning starter. He's going to be a big player for them. And also look out for big Sione Vayadafa. Sione Vayadafa, 5'11", 345-pound senior. He's going to be plugging up holes in the middle for the Lancers' defensive line.
I think that's a great point. Some more Lancers on defense will be Parker Jacobs. He will be the defensive tackle. Also try to plug up those gaps, make the running back for the Buffaloes. Number 32, Nico Juarez, have a hard time. As well as number 67, Ryder Hummel, who will be a defensive end, trying to sack that quarterback and stop number 2, Brody Carvello, from being that dual threat quarterback that he loves to be.
Yep, and Coach Calgano mentioned that also they're going to need to Carvello. He loves to run. He is a big runner, and he's going to beat you with his arm, and if he can't do that, he'll beat you with his legs. So it's going to be a lot about managing, again, tonight for the Lancers. Can the Lancers manage the big play potential of the Buffaloes? Can the Lancers even get stops? And can the Lancers score on offense? Containment and managing and taking profits will be the big story for the Lancers tonight.
I think a lot about what we're talking about is questions. How will the Lancers do? How will the Buffaloes do? What will play out? Because this is the first game of the season for both teams here tonight. What do you think is on their mind as this being their first game? Many of these juniors and sophomores ever varsity game.
Well, I think what's on their mind is I don't want to let people down. I want to perform big time. And this is where you're going to show it. You've been working hard all summer at the start of August. This is where you're going to show it. Friday night, under the lights, here at Ron Calgano Stadium.
I love that. I love that point. Everyone is wanting to show out, prove that they're meant to be here, prove that they should be on varsity, prove that they should be starting, prove that they are meant for this moment. We're going to start with the Lancers kicking off to the Buffaloes. Buffaloes in the white for you tonight, and in the brown will be the St. Francis Lancers. Off to kick for the St. Francis Lancers will be number 80, Lucas Vaughn, this returning senior.
And you know what, Gavin? We've been waiting for this moment, just as these players have. This is what we've been waiting for, and it's all going to start right here, right now, tonight. And it's going to be exciting. You best believe it's going to be an exciting night. Fireworks all around.
Lucas Vaughn electing to take the kick on the left hash mark, maybe trying to pin him deep into the corner. The whistle is off, and Lucas Vaughn runs up for the kick. Kick is deep, middle, received at the 10-yard line by number 12, Jaden Harris. And he is stuffed by the Lancers right around at the 21-yard line.
Good kickoff coverage by the Lancers here. Now here comes their starting defense. And as you were talking about earlier, there are 2 big players, Leonidas Perry and Jaden Lewis. Those are going to be the dogs you want to watch tonight for the Lancers.
Yes, some real dogs for the Lancers tonight. But what about the dogs for the Buffaloes? Like we were saying, their running back, number 32, Nico Juarez, 3-star running back. What would this first play be?
Well, I would expect to see a run here from Juarez.
Ball is hiked. Juarez up the right side. Tackle number 24, Pafaletti.
And what were we talking about before? Pifatelli big Swiss Army knife for the Lancers. That is who you are. It's another people you're going to watch on defense. They have multiple playmakers at all levels that you're going to want to watch out for.
That's going to be a 3-yard gain for the Buffaloes. Buffaloes hurrying up. Brody Carbello already ready in the shotgun. Ball snapped, looks left, throws left. Number 13, tackle. Jalen Harris tackled by the Lancers for a loss of 2.
And, I mean, they were just trying to get it out there for Jalen Harris to get some room, get a touch for him, work it into his hands, and sadly for them, the Lancers swarmed there. They played fast, they played aggressive, and now, like we said, they're in 3rd and long. Who do you go to here? Do you go to one of the Harris twins, or do you go to Nico Juarez? Do you go to your 3rd wide receiver, Willie Brown? That's going to be the question here.
Yes, big 3rd and 8. Can the Buffaloes keep this drive alive, or will the Lancers create an early stop and force a punt? Ball snap. Brody Carbello looking left, throws left. Pass is deflected by number 11, Vinny Tarantino, the junior. Vinny Tarantino locked his coverage up. Absolutely nothing there. Batted the ball down just in case. And now the punt team is coming on for the Buffaloes.
And what a start for the Lancers here. I mean, you get a short gain on 1st down. You get a tackle for loss on 2nd down. And then the stop with a deflection on 3rd down. This is critical, and this is huge for the Lancers here. Now you're going to get the ball on offense. You're going to get good field position. How will you take advantage of this on your first drive of the year?
De La Rosa to receive the punt. Punt is up. Receives it cleanly. Not much space in front of him, but goes between the tacklers for a positive gain of about 15, setting the Lancers up on the Buffaloes' 48-yard line.
And now here comes junior quarterback Drew Cumby in the Lancers offense leading them out. Last year, Cumby had over 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns for the Lancers. How will he start this season is the big question as they take over on the Buffalo side of the 50.
Yes, how will they start the season? But that defensive start was absolutely immaculate. Could that have gone any better for the Lancers?
I don't think you could have drawn it up any better. I think that that's exactly what Ron Calgagno and this defense was looking, or Greg Calgagno and this defense was looking for. You know, get a quick stop, get momentum, and now you're going to start seeing how this new look Lancers offense is going to work.
Cumby back in the shotgun here. Motion's over. Snap, hike. Ball given to Mota. Moto with the small 3-yard gain up to the Buffaloes' 45-yard line. Mota, one of the few and maybe only sophomores starting in this game.
Yeah, Mota.
Great run in between the tackles, and that will bring up 2nd and 7 for the Lancers with 10 minutes left in this first quarter. It will now be Cumby under center with 22 personnel. Ball is hiked down. Play action. Cumby looking left. Finds number 85. 85 down the side. 85 for a 20-yard pickup for the Lancers. That will be number 85, Brady Whitesell. Another junior starting for the Lancers.
And another quick pitch and catch out there for Cumby. Get the ball out of his hands quick. Let his playmakers do the work. And look at them now. They're knocking on the door of the red zone.
That will be the first down of this game already. Now the Lancers almost in the red zone at the Buffalo's 24-yard line. Cumby now back in the shotgun. One receiver left, 2 right of him. Mota in the backfield with him. Buffalo stacking the box. Ball's hiked. Cumby takes it himself for a 1 to 2 yard game. He had Motu to the pitch, but he did not like that decision. He decided to take it himself. Thought it might have been risky there. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Lancers on the Buffalo's 21-yard line.
Well, I mean, you looked at that. It's a little option play there for Cumby and the Lancers. And then they were stacking the box. You see no high safeties. You know they're going to come at you. And Cumby made a good decision there. Kept it himself, takes a profit, and now you're in 2nd and manageable.
Back with another receiver left, 2 receivers right. Mota back with Cumby in the backfield. Shotgun pass. It's given to Mota. He's running. He breaks 2 tackles, breaks a 3rd, and he's out of bounds. Gets the 1st down and inside the Buffalo's 10 with 9 minutes left in this first quarter. What a run by Mota.
Good vision by Moda there. You could see that that was designed to be in between the tackles, but he bounced it outside, and now, once again, Lancers knocking on the door of the end zone with about 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Yes, this will be first and goal for the Lancers on the left hash. Cumby again back in the shotgun. 3 receivers right this time. Mota again in the backfield with him. Ball snapped. Run to Mota again through the left. Breaks a tackle. Jumps past another. Oh, so close. Down to the 3-yard line. Bring up second and goal from the 3. Mota again able to give a stiff arm to the face to one Buffalo defender and try to hurdle the other, but then pushed out of bounds.
And that's a second play in a row there. You've seen that vision from Mota. Gap closed inside. He bounces it outside, and now it's going to be second and goal.
It's going to be second and goal, but there is a flag on the play. Appears to be holding. So now it will actually be first and goal, but from the 20.
And while that is bad, it's not the worst case scenario. You're still within field goal range. You have 4 downs to try and get this touchdown. It's bad, but it's not awful. They can still make something out of this.
Lancers looking to pass now. They take Mota out of the game. Cumby is alone in the backfield. 5 spread out wide for him. Buffalo unable to stack the boss. What can Cumby do with options? Cumby snaps, draws back, pressure in his face. Fast throw to Pifoletti. Pifoletti tries to break a tackle but can't as he is swarmed by the Buffalo defenders.
And I mean, you saw it again. The Buffaloes, they stacked the box. They loaded up those A gaps. Cumby saw that they were going to come at him quick. Good pitch and catch out there to Pifoletti.
Yes, that was a good pitch and catch. It will bring up second and goal from the 15 now, expecting another pass to bring up this flag yardage. Eight minutes left in this first quarter. Cumby again by himself in the backfield. 5 wide receivers at his disposal. Ball is hiked. Pressure again. Cumby dodges a tackle. Runs left. Is swarmed again by the Buffalo. Able to pick up 2 or 3 yards for his Lancers.
And that's the second play in a row. You've seen the Lancers going empty. They're trying to spread it out. They're trying to force the Buffaloes to abandon their pressure, but they choose not to, and Cumby had the option of the bubble screen out to the right, chose to take it himself. Good decision now. It's 3rd and 13, but he still have a chance to score a touchdown here.
3rd and 13, hoping for a big play to force this, to get a touchdown for the Lancers. Mota sub back in. Again, like you were saying, a lot of pressure from the Buffalo. They want to send as many people as they want to send. They don't want to be dictated by the Lancers formation.
Well, I mean, they have the corners on the back end to do it, and you see again, Lancers spreading it out wide.
Cumby in the backfield with Mota. Cumby drops back, pressure in his face. There's 3 Buffalo, throws it up for number 4. Mota. Mota had it in his arms, but it was knocked out by number 25, Caden Rogers.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the plan there for Cumby. He had 2 men in his face. Once again, 3rd play in a row. Buffalo sent the pressure. Cumby was able to escape it, and they had a good play right there. Just Mota flat out dropped it. And they're going to send out the field goal unit here.
Yes, field goal attempt by Lucas Vaughn. It will be an attempt from the 20 with 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this first quarter. Ball's snapped from the left hash on here. Ball snap. Lucas Vaughn, kick is up. And kick will be good. That's 3 points for the Lancers to start off this home opener and season opener in this 2026-27 season.
And I think even with the failed holding penalty, the drive itself wasn't a failure. They moved the ball well. They got the ball out of Cumby's hands quick. They allowed him to get some quick, easy completions. And in the end, 3 points is still 3 points, especially with this loaded Buffalo's offense.
Yeah, I think how we can now think about this game, that the Lancers are up 3, but the Buffaloes are getting the ball back. If I was the Buffaloes players right now and the coach, I'd be telling their team to wipe that last 2 drives from their memory. They just started down 3. Get a touchdown, and you're winning again. Just restart this first drive. The game just started again.
Yeah, well, I mean, these offensive coordinators are typically going to script out a couple of plays. They're going to go back to that script. They're probably going to get the ball into their playmakers' hands quick. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw another quick screen or a couple of easy run plays to get Carabello eased into this game. Remember, They were only on the field for 3 plays. He hasn't had time to start easing in and start getting comfortable within this offense.
Lucas Vaughn now to kick off to the Buffaloes from the left hash once again. It's a direct kick down, recovered by number 3, Juju Ramirez. Ramirez finds a gap in between and is taken down at the Buffaloes' 28-yard line.
I'd say that was an interesting call there from the Lancers to try to use that little line drive kick it to one of the up backs. They get good field position out of it, but you got to wonder, would it have been better for the Lancers to just kick it deep, even if the return threat was greater with Harris back there?
Good question. And now we have Brody Carbello back on the field with his offense. In the backfield with him, Nico Juarez in a fullback. Ball is hiked. Giving it Juarez. Juarez trying to make something happen. Nothing there. Absolutely stuffed by the Lancers defense by number 44, Parker Jacobs.
Well, yeah, and that was one of those spread RPO type plays. They had the option to hand it off. He had the option to keep it. He had a screen out on the edge, so he chose to hand it off. And they got a 2-yard gain out of it, which is not bad. They still need to keep the ball moving here if they want to score on this drive.
Ball now on the right hash for 2nd and 8 for the Manteca Buffaloes. Brody Carbello again, 2 in the backfield with him. He runs left. It's a scramble play. He has blockers. He's running. He is tackled for about a 5-yard gain from the Lancers. Looks to be a tackle by number 6, Landon Justice.
Yeah, and it was a design quarterback keeper there. They had 2 running backs in the backfield. They were trying to sweep out on the edge to block for him. 6-yard gain, 3rd and 2. Who do you give it to here? Do you give it to Nico Juarez again? Try to see if he can pound it up the middle.
I expect it to be a run to Nico Juarez with this big offensive line that Manteca Buffaloes have. However, will the Lancers stack the box to counteract this? Ball now on the left hash, 3rd and 2 for the Buffaloes. Brady Carbello again with his running back. It's going to be a false start on the defense. Offsides on the Lancers. This will become an automatic 1st down for the Manteca Buffaloes.
And yeah, I mean, that just sucks there for the Lancers. You got to stay disciplined here. Got to be looking at that ball. However, I will say on a different note, one of the interesting things I've seen Manteca do in this game is they've lined up 2 backs in the backfield. They're not necessarily giving one of them the option to take the ball, but it's an extra blocker in the backfield that allows their tight end to split out. It's one of the interesting things I think you're going to have to keep an eye on still in this game.
Brody Carbello again, now 1st and 10 from their 42-yard line. Handoff, Nico Juarez. Nico Juarez up the middle. Able to get about 5 yards for his offense. But again, all the Lancers swarming together to stop a big play.
Yeah, and they've done a really good job of that tonight. They're swarming Juarez. They're not allowing him to break off big chunk plays. If they can continue to do this, they're going to have a really, really good night tonight if they can continue stopping Nico Juarez.
Again, Brady Carbello with 2 running backs in the backfield with him. A play action. Carbello running right, has 2 Lancers in front of him, and he will be tackled by number 5, Jaden Lewis.
And that's their captain right there. Great pursuit there from Lewis. You got it. They had the deep pass downfield. He chose to run it, but because Lewis pursued him so well, it's now 3rd down and what could have been a humongous play for the Buffaloes. Now it's 3rd down and 6 for the 45.
Yeah, it'll be a 3rd down and 7 for the Buffaloes. After that amazing, it will go down as a sack for Jaden Lewis. Brody Carbello, again, 3rd and 7. This is not very manageable. Let's see. This looks like a passing down, but still 2 running backs in the backfield. Ball is snapped, drops back, looks left, nothing there, escapes the pocket. Getting chased by the Lancers, has open space on the right, and will walk out of bounds for a nice 20-yard gain.
And I mean, that's what we said earlier. He loves to run with the football, and you can't break contain. He broke contain right there. You can't push the pocket in on him. You have to stay wide and eliminate those running lanes because that's what he's going to do. He's going to gash you.
I love that point, Tyler. All the defensive tackles and defensive edges were pushing in, and they left so many holes for Brody Carbello to escape from, leaving him that perfect space to run up the right sideline. It will now be ball on the right hash mark, 1st and 10 on the Lancers 40 for the Manteca Buffaloes.
And one thing I also think that's interesting, they haven't gotten the Harris twins involved too much yet outside of that one wide receiver screen.
Carbello almost fumbled the snap, takes it himself, and that will be an 11-yard gain for Carbello. Looked like it could have been a botched play, but took it up the middle himself. Swarmed again by the Lancers. However, this will bring up 1st and 10 on the Lancers' 29-yard line for the Manteca Buffaloes. Looks like they're approaching the red zone. Carbello, for one of the first times, only in the backfield with one running back. Lancers are stacking the box. Motion given to Nico Juarez. Nico Juarez up the right and pushed out of bounds by the Lancers. Number 12, Henry Scherenberg.
Yeah, and that was a unique way to get Juarez the ball on that sweep right there. And you saw they had a little trouble with substitutions. Able to get it figured out. It's now going to be 2nd down and relatively short here for the Buffaloes.
Great run by Nico Juarez for the 7-yard gain. However, the Lancers doing very good on the containment earlier, but not these last 3 plays. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
I mean, yeah, you said they haven't been breaking and contain as much. They might need to start spying him with one of their linebackers. I know they don't want to do that, but it might be something that to consider.
Carbello gives to Juarez. Juarez stuffed by the Lancers defense. Will that be a first? It looks close, and it won't. It's going to be 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 for the Buffaloes. An important 3rd down. Will they have to kick, or can they keep the drive alive and look for a touchdown score to put them up against these Lancers?
Yep, that was a critical play there for the Lancers. It's now 3rd and relatively short. What do the Buffaloes do? They're going to go under center here with 2 running backs in the backfield. And a 6 offensive lineman. Watch for that.
Box is stacked. Carbello, motion, snap, handoff to Juarez. Juarez taken down in the backfield by Parker Jacobs. Absolutely stuffed the play for his Lancers. And that will be a loss of about 3 or 4 yards for the Manteca Buffaloes. This will force them to go for it or take the kick. What do you think, Tyler?
It looks like that they're going to go for it here. Do they trust their kicker? And from the 25-yard line, this is a relatively long kick. On 4th and 5, though, the playbook is wide open. You could run, you could pass, but if I was Manteca, I wouldn't be thinking about running here. They just got stuffed on 2 straight plays. I would put the ball in the air and try to get to one of the Harris twins.
Big 4th and 5 from the Lancers' 30-yard line. Looks like a timeout will be called by Manteca, bringing both teams into the huddle. They really want to digest and think about this play, Tyler.
Yeah, and I think one thing you also got to consider is the fact that they might be trying to draw them off sides here. You get an offsides call, that's a 1st down. So the Lancers are going to have to stay disciplined here if Manteca is going to try to hard count them.
Yes, a big play for this 4th and 5 for both of these teams. Can the Lancers get the stop and maintain the lead? And can the Manteca Buffaloes continue the drive, get a touchdown, and bring themselves into the lead? Looks like the Manteca Buffaloes offense will stay out there. They're not going to kick. They're going to go for this. They're making a gutsy play call. Will it pay off?
And, I mean, the Lancers already have some momentum here, being up 3-0. If they get this stop right here, this is going to be a big, big swing here for the Lancers. So this play is extremely, extremely critical.
Carbello with a running back on each side of him. Ball snap, looks right, throws to number 12. One-handed snag, one-handed grab by number 12, Jaden Harris. That ball went in the air, looking like it was going to go over his right shoulder. He didn't care. He wanted the ball. He snagged that on number 17, Matthew Doyle.
And Doyle did a good job in coverage there. There was a little tugging, a little holding, but that was just a great, it was a good throw and an even better catch from Jaden Harris. And now it's 1st and goal here on the 10. It's going to be, they're knocking on the doorstep again. Can Manteca punch this one in?
Great catch by Harris. And now we're going to have Carbello in the backfield again with 2 fullbacks. Carbello give to Juarez. Juarez on the right. Brings 2 down with him. But the 3rd, number 17, Matthew Doyle, takes him down for no gain on the play.
Good job by the Lancers here. Good job swarming and getting to the football fast. Juarez broke tackle of one defender, but once one defender fell down, 3 more came flying up to get a stop.
This will leave the Buffaloes with a 2nd and 10 on the Lancers' 11-yard line. Sorry, on the Lancers' 10-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Carbello again in the backfield with 2 running backs with him. He has single coverage on his left with the twin, Jalen Harris. He takes it up himself, has blockers in front of him, but taken down fast by Parker Jacobs. What a defensive player so far in this drive.
And that's one of the multiple design quarterback runs they've given Carabello on this drive. And you got to wonder, when do they continue, when do they stop doing this, considering relatively most of them, the Lancers have done well defensively, and they're leaving one-on-one coverage with number 13, Jalen Harris, up on the left side. And you got to wonder, when do they start taking shots at him?
Big 3rd down for the Manteca Buffaloes. It's going to be third and 8 from the goal line, for the goal line. Brody with Juarez on his right. Takes it, draws back, looks right, finds number 24. Number 24, Brody Hyatt for the touchdown. No, it's actually going to be out of bounds.
And the Lancers are able to get him with a shoestring tackle here with 4 seconds left in the first half. You obviously assume that they're going to try to punch this one in.
This is going to be 4th and inches for the Manteca Buffaloes, expecting them to go for it, but another timeout has been called.
No.
It's going to be actually the end of the first quarter, sorry.
And I mean, at the end of this first quarter, it's Lancers 3, it's Buffalo 0, and the Lancers have done a relatively good job on defense. Even though Manteca is down on the goal line, they're at the 2. They've done a relatively job of containing and not allowing big plays outside of that Carabello scramble.
Yeah, great final play with the Manteca Buffalo. Almost had their backs against the wall with that 3rd and 7, but able to pick up maybe 6 yards for the team and make this a really big 4th and inches play as we switch sides to the field, starting with another 12 minutes in the second quarter. Again, we were talking about, before this game, we were talking about containment. How do you think containment has gone for the Lancers tonight?
For the most part, they've done really, really well of not allowing a bunch of big plays, like I said earlier, except for that Carabello scramble and that one-handed snag by Jaden Harris. But they've done a relatively good job containing. But now down at the goal line, this is where you really got to contain. You got to load the box because you know Nico Juarez is probably going to be screaming right up the middle.
I like your analyzation of this game plan because I am expecting another run with this 4th and inches. But will the Lancers respond and stack the box? I hope so. Carbello, box fully stacked from both teams. It's going to be a pitch to Juarez up on the left, and it will be a touchdown. Almost going untouched. Celebrations in the left corner of the end zone. Manteca fans are happy. Manteca players are happy. Lancers coming up short on that play after a lot of good attempts at stopping them.
Yeah, they actually did a relatively good job, but like I said there, Nico Juarez is going to come screaming at you. He just didn't come up the middle like I said he would, and like the Lancers thought he would. Good call from Manteca there with the pitch to the outside. Walks in untouched, and that's going to be their first touchdown to open the second quarter.
Kick from number 44. The PAT is good by number 44, Eli Navarro. Great drive, honestly, from the Manteca Buffaloes. No one big play besides that great catch, but that didn't give them much yardage. However, they kept pushing it hard, never giving up, and trying to always get that first down. They kind of always ended up in those 3rd and 4th down situations. But again, they never failed in those situations.
Yeah, I mean, what did the great coach Vince Lombardi say? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And that's been really what the Manteca offense has been doing here. Lots of short plays, lots of runs. They've run the ball really, really well here. Whether it be Juarez, whether it be Carabello, they've done a really, really good job running the football here. And now, can the Lancers adjust? How will the Lancers create answers and stop that run game?
Now, kickoff to the Lancers from the Manteca Buffaloes. From the left hash, it will be Navarro. Back to receive for the Lancers Looks like number 7, Carter Shanahan, and number 21, Cody Butler. Ball caught by Butler. Butler moving side to side, finds some daylight. He's got more than just daylight. He only has is the kicker. He beats him, and he's tripped up by Navarro. Navarro, by the skin of his teeth, by the atoms of his cleats. What a great tackle by Navarro, barely getting a touch on Butler. Butler had so much daylight.
Butler was dead to rights on that touchdown right here. He was gone. He was out the gate. Big lane created by the kickoff team. That's how you want to start that second quarter. And it's a shame that it was tackled, but you still have great field position. You're on the 41-yard line. Let's see what Cumbie, Moda, and crew can do with this awesome field position created by Cody Butler.
It'll be Cumbie and Moda in the backfield with 2 receivers left in this 22 personnel formation. Cumbie snap. Give to Moda on the right. He's swarmed. He breaks 2 tackles. He keeps it going, though. He doesn't care. Another tackle broken. Swarmed by the Buffalo, but he keeps the ball going forward with a gain of 15. After contact in the backfield, he picks up a gain of 15 for his Lancers. What a run by the sophomore Moda.
And, I mean, the Buffaloes had him. They were looking at him. Moda looked like a deer in headlights. You thought he was going to be tackled for a 3-yard loss, but boom, just goes to the outside, finds green grass. That's why Luke Moda is so special, and you've seen it multiple times throughout this first half. He's been able to create something from nothing, and now it's first down here, and you're knocking on the red zone.
I love that, creating something from nothing. What a talented run by Moda. Now, Cumbie in the shotgun formation with Moda on his right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Moda switches to his left side. Cumbie on the right hash mark. It's going to be first down, but there's going to be a flag. Appears to be a false start. Unsure which team. False start on the Lancers.
And, I mean, that's just not what you want to see after that big play right there. But I like the idea. You saw Moda going out of the backfield. They were confirming to Cumbie, giving him a clear picture of what the defense was going to do. They were in man coverage as they like to be in. How will they change that up and go to switch to a little bit more conservative zone, or will they continue to stay in this man until the Lancers can beat them?
Yes, this will now be a 1st and 15 for the Lancers on the Manteca Buffalo 31-yard line. Cumbie with Moda on his left. 3 receivers on his left. 1 receiver, Holloway on his right. What can Cumbie do on this Friday night game? Cumbie drops the snap. Cumbie picks it back up. Runs away from the Manteca defenders. Has some space. And makes a positive gain of about 3 or 4 yards for his Lancers from that bad snap.
And, I mean, considering how that snap was, the fact that he was able to even get 3 yards is something remarkable right there. It was easily going to go past the 50-yard line, but Cumbie able to quickly recover it, able to quickly get his bearings, and able to quickly scramble out, and now you're once again back to where you were before that penalty.
Cumbie sets his offense up with 2nd and 10. Now, on the left hash, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Moda in the backfield on his right again. What can he cook up? Drops back, looks right, pressure on his left. He throws a deep ball to number 3, Zechariah Holloway. Touchdown, Lancers!
And what were we saying earlier when they go in man coverage? They hold the phone here. We might have a penalty.
Celebrations not for long. Celebrations for nothing. Celebrations getting taken back, and we will restart this play. Not exactly sure why yet.
And I mean, that is just plain bad. You can't have that. You just can't. You had a touchdown. It was sitting right there, and now you're backed up way, way, way up to the 36. There was a 10-yard penalty right there, and now it's going to be 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20 for the Lancers. Wow. Went from boom to bust. Cumbie made magic before. Can he make magic again? Again on this left hash. Wow. But that last play, was that blown coverage or a great open play by Holloway?
I think it was slightly blown coverage. I mean, he had no one within about 10 yards of him. But now, once
Cumby
again,
sends Mota in motion. Cumby looks right. Oh, dropped by Pefaletti.
I wouldn't say dropped. I would say that was more of a bad ball from Cumby there. They were trying to set up a quick screen to Pifaletti, but unfortunately, he just not the best throw. But once again, using that motion with the running back out of the backfield, trying to get Cumby a clear picture. And now you got to wonder, do they actually run it here on 3rd and 21, considering that you need to get in field goal range? You have to get points out of this drive if you want to compete with this Buffalo's offense.
Yeah, I think that's a good question, but is a run play even going to get them in field goal range? Lucas Vaughn, a great kicker, but still, only a high schooler. Cumby in is empty. Timeout by the Manteca again. I think that might be their 3rd and final timeout in this
No,
one.
that's their 2nd of the half, though. And, I mean, you got to wonder, with these miscommunications, you only have 1 timeout left. Lancers have 3. Lancers have been playing a cleaner game with communicationally wise, but penalties wise, it has not been good for the Lancers.
Both teams in their huddle discussing how this 3rd and 21 for the Lancers offense will play out. Currently, the Lancers are losing 3-2 to the Manteca Buffalo with 3-7, the Manteca Buffaloes, with 10 minutes and 36 seconds left in this 2nd quarter.
And this is a big 3rd and long for the Lancers. What plays do you have on the call sheet here for 3rd and 21? You pretty much a touchdown is off the table barring a big play. So what can you do to get it to field goal range, get it inside about that 25, 28-yard line there?
Let's see if Cumby looks for his junior partnership in either Carter Shanahan or Zachariah Holloway.
And you see, we haven't called Carter Shanahan's name up tonight. Can he step up in a big play?
Cumby in empty. Drops back, looks right, has a clean pocket, throws deep to number 21, Butler. And is that? That's caught. He's needed in the touchdown. Number 21, Butler. What a play. First, he starts off with the big kickoff return. He ended up with a big touchdown from the 36-yard line.
And, I mean, that was a risky throw there from Cumby. I mean, he had double coverage up the seam, but that ball was put only where Cody Butler could catch it, and it's fitting that he finishes this drive, especially after how he started it with that kickoff return.
But Cumby placing the ball only where Butler could get it. And now Lucas Vaughn for the PAT to put his Lancers up 3.
And you can tell the Rage Cage is fired up tonight. The cheerleaders are loud, the band is loud, the cannon's ready. This is what Lancer football is all about.
And that PAT will be perfectly down the middle, giving the Lancers the 10-7 lead with 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in this first half. And for the first game of the season, Tyler, I would say this is quite the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could tell no rust on these teams at all. What a beautiful ball from Cumby. The running from Luke Mota has been phenomenal. But don't sleep on as well on this Manteca offense. They've been doing good. And now I think, really, which defense can get the next stop? If St. Francis can get a stop, that's big. If Manteca can score, this is going to turn into a little bit of a shootout. I don't know if that necessarily benefits the Lancers that much.
Kickoff will be, again, by Lucas Vaughn. And to receive for the Manteca Buffalo will be number 32, Nico Juarez, and number 0, Luke Avila. Both seniors on the returning team. Crowd looking very happy at Ron Calcaño Stadium after that touchdown by Butler. Vaughn now to kick. Kick is up and high to Juarez. Juarez in his back right corner. He'll take it out. He takes it up the middle and is stuffed by the multitude of Lancers, allowing Manteca to start at their own 18.
I mean, he was able to keep the legs churning there. And what is this? I see 6 offensive linemen coming out for the Manteca Buffaloes. We've seen this before. They've utilized this to run the ball effectively as well with those 2 running back, with that dual running back backfield.
looks like we have the Higgins twins on the left, the 6 linemen, as Tyler said, and then the 1 running back and 1 fullback with Carbello. Carbello to hike on his own 18, sends Juarez out to his left. Carbello, run up to the right. Breaks the tackle, but finally taken down for only a 5-yard gain.
Another designed run for Carbello here. They're really utilizing his legs well, but the Lancers have stopped it relatively well. Yes, it is second and manageable now for the Buffaloes, but you got to wonder again, when will they throw it? They got to throw it soon because they are losing in this game. You can't keep relying on Carbello's legs. Sooner rather than later, you're going to have to start relying on his arm.
This will lead the Manteca Buffalo to a 2nd and 3 on their own 27. Carbello with the fullback and running back to his left. Both Higgins on his left as well. Looks left, throws to Jalen Higgins, caught, swarmed by defenders, and he will be eventually taken down by Lancers number 2, Leonidas Perry.
It will be another first down there for the Buffaloes, and you saw them going back to that quick screen we saw on the first drive of the game, trying to just get in their hands and let them create space, but the Lancers defense is just not allowing them to do that.
Lancers defense, some kind of ideology of bend but don't break. However, they have just given up the first down to the Manteca Buffaloes. Juarez in motion. Carbello looks right, has options, throws it to Juarez. Juarez one-on-one with number 20 from the Lancers, and that will be a great tackle by number 20, Kyle Smith.
And, I mean, yeah, once again, utilizing Carbello's legs, but also now his arm, too. Getting him on a sprint out to the right, clearing up that picture for him, and just a little dump off to Juarez, and you saw what he could do with the ball.
Great 8-yard gain by Juarez, setting up a 2nd and 2 from the Manteca 39 with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this first half. Carbello with his fullback and running back on his left again. Each twin on the side of him. Carbello fake to Juarez. Carbello looking deep to his left. Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins. Touchdown. Runs in for the extra 15 yards on Kyle Smith. And that will bring a touchdown to the Manteca Buffalo. But there will be a flag appearing to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration from Jaden Higgins.
Well, what do we say about Carbello's arm? They'd have to start airing it out. And, I mean, was that announcer jinx right there? They did air it out, and they just scored a touchdown. But, of course, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Unfortunate for the Lancers, but quite fortunate play for the Manteca Buffalo. Great throw by Carbello. Better route by Jaden Harris.
But I think you also got to wonder, though, like, they've been running one-on-one coverage with him most of the day. When do you start having safety help over the top of him? Because Smith just got burnt right there. Harris just toasted him over the top. Carbello, easy loft over the top. But, I mean, yeah, you got to start wondering, when are they going to start bringing more help over to the side of one of the Harris twins?
Now, number 44, Navarro, for the PAT to bring his Buffalo up by 4. Ball snap, kick is up, and it is good. Manteca Buffalo up 14-10 with 9 minutes in this first half to go.
And, I mean, what have we seen? This kind of back and forth. It's starting to turn into a shootout here, 10-14 here in the second quarter. Now, can the Lancers respond here with another potential, even a field goal here? It's not the worst thing for them. You're only down 1, but you got to respond. You could not punt here. If you punt here, you're just giving all the momentum to Manteca. And this is what this football is. It's a game of momentum, and right now, Manteca has it.
Lancers have seen sparks in their play today. However, their latest spark was taken back for a holding call. It will now be kicked off by Navarro and his kickoff team, except they will have to take it from their own 25 due to the unsportsmanlike call on Harris.
And, I mean, we saw last time what Cody Butler can do with his return. Now you're back on the 25. This is pretty much guaranteeing the Lancers to get past their 30 or even 40-yard line. But we've seen Butler rip off big returns before. Can he rip off another one here for the Lancers?
Again, Butler and Shanahan to receive for the Lancers. Lancers stepping up due to the sportsmanlike call. Let's see Navarro with the kick from his own 25. It's down and driven. It's going to be recovered by the Lancers. Number 44, Parker Jacobs, and they will start, or number 34 for the Lancers, Jake Bond, and they will start on their 40.
And that was a good call there from Manteca. That was actually pretty smart. Squib kick it, try to make one of them, you see if you can get a fumble, see if something can happen. But that's just a smart play there by Bond. Fall on it, give the most important team, the most important thing on a kickoff is to make sure your team has the ball when the whistle is blown.
Lancers is starting with pretty good field position on their own 40 with 9 minutes left, down 10-14. Canton Cumbie and crew make some magic happen. Lancers offense will start on their right hash. Cumbie under center with number 42 and Mata in the backfield. It's going to be play action for Mata. Cumbie looking left, has pressure, and he's going to be taken down by the multitude of Buffalo defenders, but mainly by number 77, Michael Lopez.
And I mean, Lopez there, and for one of the few times all game, we've seen them bring in the fullback, Salipari, into the backfield, and we just saw how it went.
That will be a loss of 3 for the Lancers on the sack, bringing up 2nd and 13. Lancers now on their own 37.
And even though that was the sack, it wasn't the worst of sacks. It was only a 3-yard loss. 2nd and long, see if you can get a minimum of 6 yards here to cut it back to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, hopefully, and make it manageable here on 3rd down.
Expecting them to air the ball out on this longer 2nd down. What do you think, Tyler?
I would expect them to air it out, but we've seen Luke Mota bounce runs outside for big plays. I wouldn't be shocked if they gave it to him here.
Cumbie now with Mota on his right. 2 receivers on his left. Holloway on his right. And there's going to be a flag. Unsure what the call is. Officials will discuss. Never mind, the flag is going to be waved off. And we will start again for Lancers 2nd and 12. Cumbie again with Mota on his right. Cumbie, pitch to Mota on his right. Mota running, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and keeps moving forward, keeps the legs turning for a gain of about 25 for his Lancers, bringing his Lancer offense to the Manteca 38.
And giving Cumbie options there. They gave him some options. They gave him the option to take the pitch play. And when Mota took the pitch, he bolted. He ran off with it, and now they're in Manteca territory. That's a big play for St. Francis.
How about Mota keeping his legs running, not giving up on the play ever? Common theme from him tonight.
Yeah, Mota's had a big game tonight. We've seen him bounce runs outside and create big plays. He's certainly been the bell cow for their offense, and he's certainly been their best player on offense so far in this first half.
Cumbie now with Mota on his left. 3 receivers on his left as well from the right hash. Give to Mota. Mota up the right. Tries to go in between the tackles, but is stuffed.
And that feels like the first time we've seen today Mota get stuffed because he's had so many big plays. But once again, they're trying to spread out Manteca. They're trying to force them to abandon the blitz, but Manteca not budging. They're going to continue to send about 6 guys, maybe even 7 each snap, leave because they trust their corners and man on man.
Small gain, about 2 to 3 yards for Mota on that play. Leave Cumbie and crew on the right hash. Again, 3 receivers on his left, Mota on his right. Mota on his right. It's going to be a pitch again to Mota. And Mota not able to make a lot happen. Able to get about 3 yards, but this will leave the Lancers with another 3rd and 5.
Well, I mean, you can't go broke taking a profit. And what do you see? They went right back to that little pitch play to Mota. Mota took it off the left side, and it appears Mota actually is human.
Lancers on the Manteca 33. Timeout called by the Lancers. Gonna have to make a big play call. Hopefully keep this drive alive, because right now I don't know if they're in field goal range.
And like you said, you don't know if they're in field goal range. They're on the 33. It's a little dicey from this range. So if you don't, the worst thing here that can happen is a sack. If you take a sack, not only are you eliminating that chance altogether of being in field goal range, you now have to punt. You don't have the option to go for it. With an incomplete pass, you might see them try to go for it on 3rd and 6 here. But I think the most important thing here is to get positive yards, get it maybe closer to that 30, 28-yard line, and then we might see them pull out Lucas Vaughn for the kick.
Big discussions in each huddle. What do you think the Lancers are planning to do on this big 3rd down, Tyler?
I mean, I would expect them maybe to run the ball for for another play in a row because Moda has been so good. He's been their best player on offense. I would put the ball in his hands here. And even if he doesn't get that 1st down, once again, like I said, if he gets it inside that 30, we might see them trot out Lucas Vaughn for just getting points on the board.
There is currently 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in this 1st half. Lancers offense comes back out. Cumbie with Shanahan on his right. And 2 more receivers on his left. Moda on his right from the right hash. 3rd and 6. What can Cumbie do? Cumbie draws back. Pressure in his face. He lofts it. It'll be broken up by number 32, Nico Juarez, playing offense and defense for his Manteca Buffalo, leaving the Lancers with 4th and 6. And it appears they will be going for this.
Yeah, they're in no man's land. They can't punt. They can't kick. And, I mean, you saw Cumbie. They tried to once again get a quick pass out to Moda, but the pressure from Manteca was just too great. And you saw Nico Juarez star on offense. You saw him make a big play on defense there because if Moda caught that, he would have at least gotten them in the field goal range.
Yeah, good attempt by Cumbie, but he lofted it too soft after he got absolutely hit by one of the defensive tackles on the Manteca defense. Cumbie now, again, on his right hash. Moda on his right. Big 4th and 6. 3 wide receivers on his left. Cumbie looking left. He throws it deep. Number 3, Zechariah Hallway. And it is incomplete. Great defense by number 12.
And, I mean,
Jaden Harris.
Yep, you saw that. And, I mean, that play kind of confuses me there a little bit. You saw that they were trying to go for the little bubble screen out for the left, but then you had the 2 deep receivers going. I understand they were trying to take a shot here, but on 4th and 6 when you just need a 1st down, I'm kind of confused as to why they why they threw it, especially at their best cornerback.
Yes, Wate Pifoletti could have been open on that bubble screen, but again, he looked like there could have been defenders swarming him, and they needed to get those 6 yards. Now, Manteca Buffalo will set up with some pretty decent field position on their own 33, and here comes Carbello and his offense. Carbello from his left hash. Juarez in motion to his right. Fumbled the snap, and he's taken down. Loss of about 5. Amazing play from number 70 on the Lancers. It's number 70. Number 70.
Well, whoever that was just made an awesome play right there. And it was created by the bad snap. Carabello bobbled it a little bit, threw off the whole timing of that RPO they were trying to set up with Juarez. And that was a big, big play right there for the Lancers, considering what they just did. And now they take it. They're bringing in another wide receiver for that 6 offensive linemen.
2nd and 13 for Carbello. Juarez again in motion to the right. It's going to be a pitch to Juarez. Juarez tackled by number 5, Jaden Lewis and friends, giving Juarez about 8 to 9 yards on that carry, setting up his team for a very manageable 3rd down of about 3rd and 6.
And we saw them go to this earlier in the game with that little pop pass, that little jet sweep to Juarez. And when he finds daylight, he can run. And he ran quickly there. And now it sets up 3rd and 4 and 3rd and short. And like you said now, playbook's wide open. Who would you think that they were going to go to in this situation?
I mean, the obvious answer will be Juarez, but I don't think the Manteca Buffalo want to be predictable. They're now on their right hash. Play waved off by the officials. Some communication between each of them. big 3rd and 8 for the Manteca Buffaloes on their own 37. Can the Lancers get a stop and maybe force a punt here?
And something interesting here, you see Nico Juarez move out into the slot here for the Buffaloes.
Carbello looking left, finds Juarez, and missed tackle by Jaden Lewis. Missed tackle by 2 Lancers, missed tackle by a 3rd. Piffoletti forcing Juarez out of bounds. But what a play by Carbello to throw it to Juarez. Juarez did the work. Juarez getting about 30 yards for his offense, giving them the first down. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in this first half.
And I mean, what did I mention? They moved him out in the slot. What the quick pitch and catch out to Juarez. Try to see if he can make something happen. The Lancers sent pressure. They were trying to force Carabello to do something he didn't want to, but in fact, he got exactly what he wanted, which is a big, big play, especially from star running back Nico Juarez. And now you're in Lancers territory. I wouldn't be shocked if Carabello ran this one.
Carabello and his offense, 1st and 10 on the Lancers 37. 2 running backs on his left. Motion. Carbello again, run to the right. And he's going to be taken out as he's going out of bounds. Tough hit by the Lancers.
Yeah, with about 4 minutes left in this first half, I would assume Manteca's trying to chew a little bit of clock here, use Carabello and Juarez's legs to potentially set up a field goal to end this half, but I don't know if they necessarily have the field position to do that.
It's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Manteca Buffalo. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. Wow, up 14-10. Carbello. Nothing as he pitches it to his fullback, number 0, Luke Avila.
Yeah, and you saw them try to get some sort of fine little crisscross action there. Lancers weren't fooled. 3rd and 1 now. This is a big, big play. You got to get a stop here if you want to stay in this game.
Lancers bring in the big defensive tackle, number 72, Vitafa.
Yeah, that 345-pound big boy in the middle. Let's see who do they trust here. Do they use Carabello or do they use Juarez's legs? Or do they abandon that idea altogether and throw?
3rd and 1 for Carbello. Carbello pitches it to Juarez. Juarez on the right, bounces it wide, and taken out of bounds after maybe a gain of a first down by Piffoletti. Piffoletti pushes him out, and they're going to say first down.
Yeah, close play there. Good pursuit again by the Lancers, but once again, you knew it was going to be Juarez. Juarez is their big dog. He's their guy they're going to trust in those big moments. And they gave it to him, and he was able to just barely eke out that first down now, and they just ran a minute off the clock. We now have 3:15 left in this half.
1st and 10 for Manteca Buffalo on the Lancers 26. Already up by 4. Carbello, 1 wide receiver on his left, another on his right. Carbello on his right side. Give it to Juarez. Juarez, stutter step. Juarez tackled near the line of scrimmage.
And good penetration there from the middle of that Lancers defensive line. You saw them push up those offensive linemen. Juarez thought he had a hole, ended up getting tripped up, and then just good pursuit and containment there as they were able to tackle him, and now it's going to be 2nd and long.
Carbello gives it to his running back, number 0, Avila, for a gain of about 0, setting up 3rd and 9.
I'm kind of shocked that they ran it there on 2nd and long, but now you got 3rd and long here. Once again, in the big play here, you need to stop here. A field goal is paramount if the Lancers want to stay in this game here. But once again, you see Manteca trying to chew up that clock. It's now down to about 2 minutes left in the second half.
Manteca offense in the middle of the field. Looks like a bunch formation. Low snap. Carbello picks it up. Pressure from Lewis. Lewis misses, but not Miles Day. Miles Day comes in to save the Lancers. And it looks like the referees.
It's going to be a timeout, St. Francis.
Timeout for St. Francis. But what a play by Miles Day and company. Miles Day sheds the block, finds Carbello, hawks him down, sacks him for about a loss of 7 on the play, leaving the Manteca Buffalo on the Lancers 31. Can they kick this, or are they going to have to go for this?
I would assume they go for it here, but that's a risky play on 4th and 15. But you saw that low snap there. Carabello had a little trouble handling it, and Day just came in screaming off the edge untouched, and he absolutely lit up Carabello like a Christmas tree.
Day forcing the 4th and 15 for the Manteca Buffalo. First time we've seen Day make a big play, even though Coach Calcano was praising him and others on this amazing junior studded defense. Carbello, empty set. 2 wide receivers on his right, 2 on his left, and then Juarez will actually be coming back down from the slot to the right-hand side of Carbello. Carbello drops down, has Juarez on his right, scrambles. Jacobs unable to get him. Juarez keeps running. Juarez pushed out of it. Oh, it's a fumble. It's a fumble. Referee's undecided. Referees say ball stays with the Buffalo.
Well, it didn't really matter there anyway about the fumble. Carabello was absolutely got stopped around that 20-yard, 15, 20-yard line. And that's a big stop there for the Lancers here as they now have 1:45. It's 2-minute drill time. You got 1 timeout left. Let's see, can Cumbie and this offense drive down the field?
Cumbie with his team with 1:45 seconds. They've done big plays, big deep balls, big runs. Can they put it together and get a big touchdown at the end of this game? With them receiving ball in the second half, a touchdown would put them with the lead and ball.
And I mean, you'd expect them to double dip here, try to get a score at the end of the second half, try to get a score at the beginning of the first half, but it's all going to start right here, and I would expect them to try to hit a quick pitch and catch.
Cumbie now looks to his left, finds number 26, Mason Stewart, for the nice catch as he goes out of bounds, only taking 5 seconds off the clock, leaving the Lancers with a 2nd and 3 already.
Good, quick pitch and catch out there. Let your playmakers work. Get out of bounds quick. You don't have a lot of time here. You got to have quick passes, but you do have a timeout to play with, so you could go over the middle if you really wanted to.
Cumbie now, 2 wide receivers on each side of him. Takes the snap, looks left, again, finds number 26, Mason Stewart. And that will be a first down. But they say the play clock is running. No, it's not.
Well, the Lancers, no, play clock running. The Lancers hurrying up to the line here.
Cumbie again looking left. This time finds Carter Shanahan. That's his first catch of the game, but that's a big catch. Gain of 8 with this inside this 2-minute drill.
And I mean, you really got to wonder, when did these Manteca defenders start pressing up? They've been allowing them to dink and dunk their way down the field with quick out routes. You got to expect them to start pressing up and stop trying to protect the big play.
Again, Manteca trying to take the Lancers defense approach of containment. But how good is containment when you're letting the Lancers get an easy 5 to 10 yards every single play, letting them save clock by going out of bounds? Now Cumbie with his offense on 2nd and 2 from their own 39. On his left hash, Cumbie, feeling the pressure, rolls down the middle, has some blockers, jumps past one, and is taken down by the Manteca number 15. It's going to be a timeout, but taken down by number 15, Leland Ridgelman. No timeout, actually.
They stopped the clock for the first minute down there, but what a great play by Cumbie. Great scramble.
Cumbie feeling the pressure, finds Pifoletti. Pifoletti breaks a tackle. Pifoletti breaks another. Holloway gives him a block. Pifoletti off to the races. Pifoletti down to the 2. Pifoletti, what a catch and run. Pifoletti gaining his team about 40 yards on that play.
Big 40-yard gain for Pifoletti there. And one of the first things you're taught as a quarterback is throw into where the blitz is coming from. They send a blitz off that right side. Guess who was there? Pifoletti on that quick little hitch route, and he was able to get great yards after the catch down. And you got to think that the Lancers are going to try to punch it in here.
Lancers now 55 seconds left on the clock. Clock is running. Cumbie looks to his right, feels some pressure, Incomplete. Pass intended for number 7, Carter Shanahan.
I mean, he threw it in the double coverage there, which was not ideal at all. I'm kind of shocked they didn't just line up and hammer it in with Luke Moda. But you have 4 downs to play with. You have a timeout to play with. You have clock is on your side right here. So the whole play looks open. I think they have to go to Moda here.
2nd and goal for the Lancers on the Manteca 2. 47 seconds left. Each team with 1 timeout left. Lancer is down 10-14.
I mean, we saw fireworks early in the second half, but now early in the second quarter, sorry. But in the second part of the second quarter, it's kind of slowed down a little bit with both teams trying to eat up some clock.
Referees give the timeout to the Lancers. Calcano wants a timeout. Bring his team in.
Well, I mean, the play clock was winding down just a little bit there. Wanted to get a timeout, get his team in order. 47 seconds left here. You got to score. This is a big, big, big drive if you want to score here and you want to try to go for that double dip at the beginning of the third quarter.
As you're saying, big play. This is, again, as Tyler, you were saying, momentum game. They score this here, and they go up 3 and then receive ball again in the second half. That's momentum.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. If you go up 3 and then you go follow that up in the second half and you go up 10, that's crushing. Now, for the first time all game, Manteca would be down by 2 scores, and we would wonder how they respond. But first and foremost, most importantly, you can't get ahead of yourself. You got to score this touchdown.
Lancers with the 2nd and goal on the right hash. Cumby with Pifoletti and Holloway on his right and Shanahan on his left. A lot of movement from the Manteca defensive line. No flags, though. Cumby throws left to Pifoletti. Goes through his hands. Incomplete. 42 seconds left on the game clock. It will now be 3rd and goal from the 2 again.
And once again, I'm kind of confused as to why they passed the ball here. I mean, Luke Moda has been by far and away the best player all game for the Lancers, and then they're not trusting him to run it here on 3rd and 2. I'm kind of confused. Cumby's missed now 2 passes. You got to wonder, do they now try to run it? And maybe even try and then use that timeout, or you don't have that timeout, try to line up for 1 quick play or kick the field goal.
Yeah, I do believe they're worried about the time, but like you're saying, no timeouts. Here we go. Cumby, 2 receivers on his right, 1 on his left, has Moda on his left. The opposite taking himself. Cumby has a tackler, following him, chasing him, sticks his arm out. What's the call on the field? Call on the field is out of bounds for virtually no gain.
Dang, Cumby there. I mean, that was a great scramble. I thought he was going to turn the corner right there. But now it's 4th and goal. He's out of bounds. And you got to assume the Lancers are going to go for it here. Who are you trusting in this situation, Gavin?
4th and 2. You've been preaching his name. Tyler, you love it. Let's give it to Moda. Get Moda the ball. Let him run. Let him get his head down. Turn those legs. Get into that brown end zone.
Oh, you know I love how Moda's been playing so hard. He's been playing physical. He's been playing tough. You got to wonder. You got to think they're going to bring that fullback back. No, they won't. They are going to leave 3 wide receivers out there. A tight formation for the Lancers.
On the left hash, Cumby. Oh, and now it's a final timeout by Manteca with 33 seconds left in this first half.
Well,
a lot of timeouts in between each other. Really big thought process on this drive close to the goal line.
Well, now, of course, speaking of that thought process, you showed Manteca a look. Do you stay in that look, or do you try to completely change it up right here? Maybe spread it out, or do you go once again, you tighten it up, bring in Salapari, the fullback, and turn it around, give it to Luke Moda. The options here are endless, but do you stay in? But going back to the first point, do you stay in that condensed look, or do you come up with something completely different?
My questions in this 4th and 2 play, as the teams talk it over, is what is the constants and what is the variables? Our variables, as we're saying, is the play call from the offense. But I think a constant from this Manteca defense is they will be sending pressure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We've seen it all night long, partner. They've sent pressure. And on the goal line, that pressure is going to hit even harder.
Big 4th and 2. Cumby and company with butterflies in their stomach. 33 seconds. He hikes it. In motion, Pifoletti. Pifoletti running. Goes upfield. Pifoletti. Touchdown. Lancers. What a run by Pifoletti. Gets the jet sweep. Only 2 yards away. Takes that big cut. Goes upfield. Brings his Lancers in for the score. Puts his Lancers up 2 points at the end of this first half.
And I mean, I said, well, were they going to come out in that same look? They did. They came out with that 2 wide receiver kind of stacked, condensed look on that left side. Little jet sweep action right there, and that Swiss Army knife. We've been talking about him all night. Offense and defense. Pifoletti able to punch it in there for the Lancers with about 30 seconds left in this half.
Vaughn for the PAT to create a 3-point lead, and it looks to be good.
Ooh. You think Manteca got a finger in that one. That one looked a little knuckly right there. But now, Manteca, no timeouts. I would expect them to knee out here and end this first half. But you never know. They might try to go for it. They might try to dink and dunk their way down the field like you saw the Lancers do. But, I mean, obviously, they have a lot less time to do it.
Expecting actually a big play from Manteca. I don't think they want to go down 3 knowing the Lancers get the ball in the second half. I think they want to try to get a score here. Try to bring this game back into their hands rather than the Lancers' hands. Now to kick Vaughn and his kickoff crew.
And you know what else I'm thinking about? We saw him hit that little line drive kick earlier. He might do it again here, try to wind off a couple extra seconds for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, most definitely. Manteca definitely looking to maybe make a big play here. Definitely Lancers trying to stop that. Now Vaughn to kick from his left hash. Kicks it up and high. Juarez lets it go. That will be a touchback.
Yeah, didn't give him a chance to return right there. So now Manteca's offense will come out, and you got to assume they're just going to hand it off to Juarez or knee out with Carabello. And this will probably be the last drive of the first half.
I actually disagree, Tyler. I think they actually will try to go for this, as I was saying earlier. But it will be interesting. If they do kneel the ball out, this will change my perspective on this offense. Are they aggressive or are they conservative?
Well, I mean, they're coming out in a shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers. I'm a little surprised right here.
4 wide receivers, actually. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. With Juarez behind Carbello. Carbello gives to Juarez. Juarez up the middle for a gain of 3. And that appears to do us for the first half today.
And, I mean, as we take it to halftime here, 17-14 here. Lancers lead after that huge touchdown from Pifoletti. And as these teams take it in the locker rooms, one of the star players of this game, as we've said all night long, Luke Moda, has consistently been able to get big runs for the Lancers, and he's the big reason as to why this offense is doing so good.
Beautiful game so far on this Friday night at Roncalcallo Stadium. Lancers in front, 17-14, and we will see you again for the second half.
And now, the varsity cheer team from St. Francis. And that's not all. Please welcome the varsity cheer team from Manteca.
Lancer girls volleyball opened their 2026 campaign this week with 3 tough matches to kick off the year. Tuesday, they will travel to Los Gatos High School to take on the Wildcats before returning home on Wednesday and Friday to host Redwood High and Skyline High of Nampa, Ohio. Come early next Friday to Alumni Gym to see Coach Lake Merchant with seniors Gianna Lalenzia, Olivia Poole, Molly Ann Caulfield, Victoria Tui Olotu, Sophia Gamini, Kimberly Lai, Brooke Weitzel, to host Skyline at 3 o'clock in Alumni Gym before the football game. Good luck, Lady Lancer Volleyball. First-year coach Nancy Nguyen and our girls flag football team kick off their season right here on the newly renovated Legacy Field this Monday night as they host Hillsdale High School at 7:15. The Hall of Fame game. Mark your calendars for Friday, September 25th, as the St. Francis Hall of Fame inducts its class of 2026. We invite you to come out and celebrate Lancer history as we induct 12 of our finest into the Hall of Fame. This year's class will include Chase Lyman, Jacqueline Campy, Ian Kenworthy, Tyler Johnson, Jenna Long, Troy Bieneman, Katie Pittman-Teakle, Steve Rehrman, Brooke Winkler, Colby Lyman, Tim King.
And welcome back to Lancer Live on this Friday Night Football. And we are starting with the Buffaloes kicking off to the Lancers.
And I mean, to recap that first half, it started off slow. The Lancers got the first score, a field goal to start the game, but then two touchdowns for each team in that half. The last one from Cody Butler for the Lancers, and then another one from Uwate Pifaletti. But Manteca's been utilizing their offensive weapons extremely well right now. But we're going to see, can the Lancers double dip after scoring at the end of the second half?
Ball recovered by number 23 on the Lancers. He's moving. He keeps pushing. Oh, but strong hit by number 25 from Manteca. Rogers. Good attempt at a run from Hunter Luna.
But, yeah, now the Lancers going to get with some good field position. And out comes the quarterback, Drew Cumby, who had a passing touchdown in that first half to Cody Butler up the seam. It was a big play. And another player I want to highlight, who I've said his name a bunch throughout the day, Luke Moda. He has absolutely been the star of the offense so far for this game, ripping off multiple big plays in the run game. And he has been the focal point of this Lancers offense so far.
Speaking about the Lancers offense, they were back on the field now. Drew Cumby at the helm with Carter Shannon on the left and on his right, Holloway. Motion, and it looks to be a false start from the Lancers by number 85, Brady Whitesell.
And that's just not how you want to start the first half right there. False start, that's undisciplined. That's just something, that's an effort thing. You can't false start to start the drive, and now you're backed up. Now you're in bad field position. How will the Lancers respond?
1st and 15 now for the Lancers on their own 24. Another motion, seems like a similar play. Run to Moda, but absolutely snuffed out by Manteca by number 0, Lou Avila.
And I mean, Avila just folded him up like a lawn chair right there. We've seen big runs from Moda throughout the game, but now in this second half, it seems like Manteca is starting to adjust. They were able to penetrate through that offensive line really well, and now it's 3rd and really long for our Lancers here. Oh,
second and quite long. I'd say 2nd and 20 for the Lancers. Now at their own 20. What can they cook up here? Cumby with 2 receivers on his right and Shanahan. And on his left, he has Holloway. But Cumby keeps it himself. Fake to Mora. He goes up the middle. He's got 3. He's got past 4. He's got past 5. All his back is one of the twins chasing him. Cumby wants it himself. Number 10, Drew Cumby. That's Drew Cumby taking it by himself. Read option. That's how you make a drive. That's how you make a play. Drew Cumby up the middle. Touchdown, Lancers.
And I mean, what an amazing play there by Cumby. We were just talking about how they needed to double dip. We were just talking about how they were in bad field position. But Drew Cumby kept himself on the read option, able to scoot right on past that defensive line. And what were the cheerleaders saying? Let's get a little bit rowdy. Well, I know the Rage Cage is rowdy right now. We're up 10 here in the start of the second half.
What a play from Cumby. That's how you start a first half. That's how you get momentum. Now Lucas Vaughn on for the PAT to put his Lancers up 10. Vaughn straight through the middle. That's good. Lancers 24. Manteca Buffalo 14 with 10 minutes and 51 seconds left in this third quarter.
And I mean, could you have drawn it up any better than that? Outside of the false start penalty, Cumby's just rolling through that defense, had a hole really wide. He walked through that hole that's about as wide as the Grand Canyon right there.
I love how Drew Cumby got that play from himself. He's made the read to keep it. Moda was the key though. Moda became the distraction. All of the defenders gravitated toward Moda. Cumby able to slip right through the middle. And now the Lancers are off to kick off to the Manteca Buffaloes. Vaughn again to kick off.
And I mean, that was a little counter punch there from the Lancers. You saw them, they gravitated towards Moda. So what do? They counter punched with Cumby, who ran up for the middle. and that wouldn't have been set up without Mota's big runs in this game.
Vaughn, kick, bounces. Nico, he gets past 3 tacklers, but he's taken down by the 4th. And number 32 from the Lancers, Dylan Garcia. Now Manteca Buffalo, good starting position from Nico Juarez. They're going to start at their own 32.
And I mean, right there, I mean, you was getting a little dicey there for a second. He broke through that first wave of tacklers, but good return, but good second wave by the Lancers to able to stop him from potentially getting a bigger play.
Juarez, pitch from the left, getting swarmed by the Lancer defensive tackles, and he's taken down by the group.
But I mean, great pursuit there from Nate Greasy on the backside of the play. He just never gave up, and because of his pursuit, that allowed the Lancers defense to seal off that backside and take down. But hold the phone, hold it, everyone. It's going to be a face mask on the Lancers, which is going to give them a first down, and that is just not good at all.
It's going to be a first down for the Manteca Buffalo. Face mask call leaves them all the way up to their own 45 with Carbello now in the shotgun. Motion by Juarez. Carbello out to his right, running, does not have anybody. He's getting chased down by the Lancers and has to throw it out after being chased down by number 5, Jaden Lewis, and number 99, Miles Day.
And Day and Lewis there had good pursuit on that rollout, that little sprint out pass from Carbello, but Carbello recognized the pressure. He understood what he needed to do, just toss it out of bounds, eat the play, and now he gets 2nd and 10 instead of it being a sack and it being 2nd and 15.
Carbello in his offense, 2nd and 10, 10 minutes, 24 seconds left on their left hash. Carbello with Juarez right in front of him in a bunch formation. Motion, what? Fake to Juarez, run on the left for Carbello. Gets hit hard, but hits hard back himself for a gain of 5, up to the 50. This is going to leave the Manteca Buffalo with a 3rd and 5.
And I mean, that's just a good play there. That's a good play call there. I mean, Carbello's legs have been relatively useful all game. They're able to get to midfield. They're able to make it into 3rd and manageable. And now the whole playbook's open right here.
Big play on this drive for the Manteca Buffalo, 3rd and 5. On the left hash for Carbello. 2 wide receivers on his right, 2 wide receivers on his left. Juarez on his left-hand side in the backfield with him. Carbello drops down, looks right. Quick pass, fired. But it's going to be a very short throw intended for number 12, Jaden Harris.
And I mean, Carbello just didn't have the arm strength there. Plain and simple. It was about good 5 yards short, and now here come the Buffaloes bringing out the punt unit, and this is big for St. Francis, because if they could score right here, they could really put this game to bed.
Like you said, punt unit out. Nico Juarez also the punter for the Manteca Buffalo, and back to receive for the Lancers is number 21, Cody Butler. He's already had a great punt return, and he had that great reception touchdown. Fair catch by Butler. And now the Lancers will start on their own 20.
And great stop there from the Lancers. Even despite that face mask penalty, they were able to mitigate that and able to get a good stop there and prevent Carbello from using both his arms and legs. And now once again, coming in this offense have been electric so far throughout this game. Can they keep it up? But also, you have the score. You have the clock on your side. Running the ball and having a manageable, just smooth drive is not the worst thing for the Lancers if they matriculate the ball down the field.
Lancers starting in the middle of the hashes on their 20, 1st and 10. Cumby under center with Mata behind him, Carter on his left, Holloway on his right. Play action to Mata. Man in his face. Cumbie evades to the left. Another man throws sidearm intended for Holloway, but that's again 5 yards short.
And good play there. Way to evade the pressure. Play action pass. They were looking for the crosser with Shanahan. Didn't work out.
Holloway.
Shanahan was crossing on the other side of the field. They had the crossers going with both Holloway and Shanahan. He was able to just evade it and made a smart play. Throw it short, eat the down, and that's what we saw Carabello do on that last drive.
Lancers currently up 24-14 with 10 minutes to go. Cumbie again under center. Mata behind him. He play action to Mata again. Cumbie gives it to Brady Whitesell. Brady Whitesell taken down by number 7, Sweet Mallory.
And I mean, yeah, they tried to go with the play action pass. We saw that earlier in the game where Whitesell with that little leaky drag route kind of just slipped out from the backfield. And this time, the Buffaloes contained it relatively well.
So bring up a 3rd and manageable for the Lancers. Looking about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. After that, 6-yard reception for Whitesell. Cumbie now, 2 receivers on his left, 2 on his right. Mata right on his right arm in the backfield with him. Cumbie on his left hash, drops back. There's definitely pressure. Looks right, throws it deep. Puffaletti! Puffaletti gets laid out. Puffaletti had one hand on the ball, but couldn't come down after that big hit
Yeah,
from Manteca.
Cumbie, actually, we saw that seam ball again earlier in the game, and he threw it well again, but this time missed in double coverage, and he just got lit up. Puffaletti got lit up. Good defense there from the Buffaloes, and now they have a chance to get the ball back and do something good on offense.
Looks like it will be a punt for the Lancers. By number 80, Lucas Vaughn. After Puffaletti got hit on that play, they want to check him out on the sideline, putting the kicker in for the punt.
And I mean, something also interesting, this is the first punt we've seen from the Lancers. They have done really, really well on offense. They've gotten good field position, and this is the first time we're seeing the Lancers punt, and I think that's a great thing for them.
Vaughn drops the punt, has a man in his face, tries to punt it again, it bounces. It bounces, it's still bouncing, and it will go down.
Wow. I mean, good work by Vaughn there. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen a bad snap in this game. High and wide, he was able to corral it, and even in the face of pressure, able to get out a punt there. If he had been tackled, they would have been at the goal line. But now they're around the midfield, and even though this is good field position for the Buffaloes, it's not as good as it could have been had they blocked there or tackled Vaughn.
Yeah, Manu able to jump on the ball there, letting Carbello and his offense set up at the Lancers' 44-yard line on the right hash. In motion, Juarez gets the ball on the bubble screen. And tackled down by multiple Lancer defenders, mainly by number 8, Leonidas Lavia.
Well, I mean, once again there, they try to get a quick pitch and catch out, get Carabello comfortable here in the second half, and once again, the Lancers are able to stop it for no gain. In fact, not only did they stop them for no gain, it was a loss of 1 on the play.
Bringing up 2nd and 11 for the Manteca Buffalo on the left hash, currently down 14-24 with 8 minutes and 42 seconds left in this third quarter. Carbello, 2 wide receivers on the left, 2 wide receivers on the right. Juarez on his right-hand side. Jaws back, looking down the middle, has pressure, keeps running, and then dumps it to number 13. Jalen Harris, but then a nice hard tackle by number 13 on the Lancers, Jacob Leon.
Well, I mean, Leon tried to light him up there, but, I mean, Harris just stonewalled him. And, I mean, Carabello was able to escape. They were looking for the deep shot down the field. Wasn't able to find it, just flipped it out to Harris. And now it's 3rd and 1 here for the Buffaloes.
Great 10-yard gain by Jalen Harris. Carbello and his offense on this right hash, needing a yard to keep this drive alive. Lancers stacking the box, leaving one of the Harris twins out on the right by himself. But then Carbello takes it himself, keeps running, and goes up with a strong burst to the right side for a gain of about 5, giving his Buffalo a first down and onto the Lancers 31-yard line.
And it was there was no surprise right there. The Lancers were going all out blitz right there. No deep safeties. Good vision by Carabello, able to find a leg or a lane per se, and good on him for being able to get that first down.
Again, Carbello really showing his dual threat properties in this game. Most of his yards coming from runs, I would say. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh, yeah, his legs have been a critical factor in keeping the Buffaloes in or leading at times in this game. He has really been the most efficient rusher on this team so far, considering.
Timeout by the Manteca Buffalo. They want to have a second look at this.
Well, continuing what I said earlier, Carabello has been the most efficient runner for the Buffs so far. The Lancers have done a really, really good job containing Juarez's big play ability. And that just shows the game planning that's gone into this week. While you had to choose, were you going to choose the big playability of Juarez or the big playability of Carabello? They chose Juarez, and that decision seems to be paying off for them.
Manteca Buffalo on a good drive. 7 minutes and 16 seconds left. They're going to be starting on the right hash. Lancers unable to contain them this drive. However, they are in the lead by 10 points here.
Yeah, and the defense has done really, really well this game. Like I said, mitigating the threats. There's been threats all around them. There's been threats from the Harris twins. There's been threats from Juarez. And, of course, from Carabello's dual threat ability. He's mainly a rusher so far, but they've done a good job to mitigate those threats. And look at the scoreboard right now. You could tell that they've done a good job because they're winning by 10 points.
Carabello, one running back, one fullback right next to him on his right-hand side. It's going to go to Juarez. Juarez trying to bounce it right, and he does. Keeps bouncing it for about a 9-yard gain after pushed out by a group of Lancers.
And, now that's a good play by Juarez. It's now 2nd and about 1 for the Buffaloes. They could really go anywhere on this one. And you can see they're going in with a little bit of tempo here, getting up to the line quick.
2nd and inches here. Do you go for a shot here, knowing you have another 2 chances to get a first down?
Yes, I would try to throw it up to one of those Harris twins who are one-on-one on the outside.
But they give it to Harris again, tries to bounce it right, and he does. For about a 4-yard gain for the first down. Running over the Lancers, number 11, Vinny Tarantino.
And for the second play in a row, Juarez takes it off to the right side. He ends up making a strong play. And now the Buffs are in the red zone here. And once again, you got to wonder when they're going to start taking these shots. They took one earlier this game. You saw how that went with that big score. They're leaving them one-on-one on the outside. The shots are there. They just need to take them.
Carbello likes to keep the ball around his line. And he does it again, giving it to Juarez. But he's stuffed by the Lancers that time. First contact by Jaden Lewis. Lancers think the ball is out. Lancers think the ball is theirs. Refs unsure. Refs talking. Refs in the pile. It's going to stay Manteca ball for a 2nd down here.
But, the Lancers, even despite not getting that fumble, still stuffed Juarez. What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Well, now I'm going to stuff you right up the middle.
Manteca Buffalo, 2nd and 7, 6 minutes and 39 seconds left in the red zone. Carbello looks left, throws to one of the twins. Guarded by Leyva. Ball is incomplete. Leyva absolutely strapped. No nonsense.
Well, once again, what did I say earlier? You got to take a shot eventually. They did, and that was picture-perfect coverage from Leyva. That's exactly how they teach you. Play the receiver. And either way, it wasn't necessarily a ball that was going to be caught. Carabella threw it out of bounds, and now it's 3rd and 7 for the Buffaloes here. And you got to wonder if they have to play it a little bit more conservatively on this 3rd down.
Not a sniff. Not a sniff for Jalen Harris on that throw, as Leonid Slava gave him no daylight. Now Carbello in the middle of the hashes on the 13. Carbello looking right, running right, throws it down to Jaden Harris, but it's incomplete, over his head. Good coverage by the Lancers. Good coverage by number 13, Jacob Leon.
Well, I mean, also right there, they stacked the Twins. They try to have run it out. They try to have Carabello sprint out. Maybe he has a lane to run. Maybe he has an opportunity to throw. He did have an opportunity to throw. Harris was open. He just missed him, and now this is going to lead to what feels like a failed drive for the Buffaloes with the field goal, considering how close they were to scoring a touchdown.
Field goal attempt by number 44, Navarro. And it's going to be good. He changes this 10-point lead down to a 7-point lead, making this a one-possession game. Ball will be getting kicked off back to the Lancers with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
And even though it might feel like a failure to Manteca, that drive was not a failure at all. They were still able to get points out of it. They cut this down to a one-possession game, and now their defense just needs to get a stop. And what we once thought was a very big, potentially insurmountable lead for the Lancers looks to be very surmountable right now.
As we were saying earlier, high school football is a game of momentum, and momentum is slowly shifting to Manteca in this game. What has been the keys to Manteca's effectiveness in this second half?
Well, I mean, I think really it's been Carabella's legs. Carabella's legs this whole late game have carried them because they've been unable to get shots with both on the outside with the Harris twins and on the inside with Juarez. And you got to give all credit to the Lancers defense right there for that. I mean, they clearly had a good game plan this week. They clearly have had good thoughts about how to shut those two down, and we're seeing it in live time as this game progresses.
Navarro with a kick to Shanahan. Shanahan lets it bounce, then covers it up. Has some daylight, has more daylight, even more daylight. Now the left side getting chased by multiple defenders and finally pushed out of bounds by number 9 for Manteca, Willie Brown.
And I mean, that's the second time we've seen this game. The Lancers have a good return. This one off a little bit of a bounce. However,
one of the Lancers linemen cramping in the middle of the field.
And now just a little bit of a game reset here. The Lancers are winning 24-17 here with 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the second half. And Gavin, once again, how have the Lancers been able to lead so much this game?
I think Lancers' lead come from their spreading out of the football. I mean, I know how you like to say Mata was the key player in that first half, but I don't think you could say there was one player that wasn't doing what they needed to be doing.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a team game for the Lancers thus far. They've really spread the ball out well. They've spread it out effectively. Everyone's gotten touches, including quarterback Drew Cumby in the rushing game.
Drew Cumby now give to Mata on the left hash. Mata keeps going left, and he's going to get stopped for a 1-yard gain. But there's a flag on the play.
It's Moda. And it's going to be a holding on the Lancers right there, which is going to back them up. It's going to be around 2nd and 20 here, which is not good. But remember what happened last time they had a penalty on their first play of their drive? They scored right after. We'll see what happens here.
Now, 1st and about 20 for the 21 for the Lancers, starting on their own 44 after that false start. Clock ticking now down to 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Cumbie gonna go under center as Holloway and Shanahan on his right. Fullback behind him, and Mota on his right. Pitch out to Mota. Mota keeps running. Mota hit, keeps trying to fight, but he can't fight. Pass number 12, Jaden Harris.
Well, I mean, Mota was almost stopped in the backfield. The Buffalo's defense did a good job setting the edge right there, but Mota was able to find a hole. And this is one of the few and far between times that we've seen the Lancers go under center, go in the I formation, 21 personnel. Coach Calgano said that they weren't going to see a lot of it, and that's proven true thus far.
Mota able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards on the play, leading us to a 2nd and 18 with 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Cumbie now on his right hash. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Mota on his right-hand side. Cumbie drops back, looking right. Screen pass to Mota. He has daylight, and he has blockers. Oh, but great tackle by number 26.
And I really love that play call there from the Lancers. Try to use their aggressiveness against them. I'm shocked we haven't seen it more in this game. Just a quick pitch and catch out to Mota. It's now 3rd and reasonably manageable. It's 3rd and 8 here for the Lancers. Able to pick up big yards on that play. But, you know, like they've been blitzing a lot this game, and that screen pass is a good way to help stop them from blitzing.
Great tackle by Brixton Manteca. And now we're going to have Drew Cumbie again. 2 wide receivers on the left, 2 on his right. He drops back, looking left, staring left. Pressure coming from the right, having to run left. He has no options. He's just going to have to try to do his best. Not able to gain anything. Cumbie rolling around in pain. Not looking good for the Lancers. Hopefully he is okay. Cumbie, definitely the heart right now of this Lancers offense. Important for them and their team to keep up this offensive pressure, given they have the lead of 7 points so far.
And I mean, not only this one, but that injury beforehand on the kickoff return, or the punt return per se, I mean, it's really helped shift the momentum to Manteca. They've gotten 2 stops this far. And now it's 4th and long for the Lancers. You're going to see a punt from Pifiletti. And, yeah, I mean, the Lancers defense really going to need to do some heavy lifting right here. Getting a stop. Look at that beautiful moon tonight. It's a full moon. I mean, that is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. First Friday night football game of the year.
And I mean, you wouldn't rather have it any other way than with a full moon, wouldn't you, Gavin?
No, I wouldn't. Beautiful crowd. Definitely students showing up, as well as family.
Beautiful night here in Mountain View. I mean, the weather is gorgeous. This is why you come to the Bay Area. This weather is beautiful. It's 62 right now. Beautiful, beautiful night. This is what Friday Night Lights is all about.
We're still taking time to attend to quarterback Drew Cumbie. And while this is going on, what key moments have happened in this game to lead this to a Lancers up by 7 so far?
I think that the opening 2 plays of that, as we see Cumbie get up and able to walk off under his own power. But I think the biggest play, speaking of Cumbie, was that big 80-yard rushing touchdown to open the second half. That's what really helped blow the doors off this game. But now Manteca's been able to scratch and claw their way back into it. They're down 7. They're going to get the ball back right here. What can Carabello in this offense do? We've seen Carabello use his legs all night. How is he going to be able to use his arm to move the ball down the field? That's my question for the Buffaloes this drive.
Unfortunately, it looks like quarterback Drew Cumbie will most likely stay out of this game as he no longer has his helmet on, which leaves the quarterback position up to number 9, Sean Sakai, who's a sophomore.
Sean Sakai, the 6'2 sophomore, last school was St. Francis Calabrini. And I mean, this is going to be some of his first varsity experience. And I mean, he's getting thrown into the fire right here with two top corners and Nico Juarez leading this defense.
Pifoletti off to punt to number 0, Luke Arvila. Flags by the officials. Discussion.
And it's
It's
going to
going to
be
be a delay of game on the Lancers, pushing the Lancers back just 5 yards. Now having to kick from the Manteca 47.
Well, I mean, you also got to wonder, was that intentional right there? Able to back up, give Pifoletti some more room to work, maybe angle this putt a little bit. Which, if it was intentional, that's a pretty smart move by the Lancers.
Pifoletti on the left hash, catches it high, kicks it down to the right. He has a bounce. And then it's picked up by Arvila, and he pitches it. Oh, he pitches it to Juarez. And just Pifoletti left to defend. He's getting blocked, but it looks like there's going to be a holding call. Juarez still going, and he goes down at the Lancer 35.
He lateraled that? I thought he was dead to rights. I thought he was down. I thought the Lancers punt defense had an amazing play right there. I was about to congratulate them. And next thing I know, Nico Juarez is rumbling down the sideline. What a play. What a smart heads-up play by Juarez there to just take it and run, literally.
I think they're taking the flag away and keeping this as a non-flag play and letting Carbello and his offense sit up shop at the Lancers 35 with a touchdown here and the extra point. This game would be tied.
Well, I mean, flag or no flag, that might be one of the first times I've ever seen a lateral on a punt return right there. That was so unique and so awesome. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see something like that again.
I think that lateral might have saved them just about 50 yards.
Oh, if that.
Flags for a false start as Juarez goes into motion.
And I mean, we've seen actually the Lancers do a little bit of this in this game where they use that exit motion out of the backfield with the running back, try to clear up the picture. However, this time it leads them to a false start.
It's going to be a false start on the Manteca Buffalo. Now starting at a 1st and 15 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. Setting up shot now on the Lancers 40. Again, starting on the right hash for Brody Carbello. Two receivers left. Running back and fullback on his right. Motion from Harris. But again, more flags. Number 44, Parker Jacob, really emotional. And it's going to be another false start on Manteca Buffalo.
And I mean the Buffalo, you can't have that. If you're Manteca, you have great field position after the insane play by Juarez, and now you just give it all back. Give most of it back with 2 false start penalties. Not only are you digging yourselves in a hole field position-wise, this also makes your chances to score exponentially less.
Yeah, now starting, they had a 1st and 10 at the Lancers 35. Now they're starting with 1st and 20 at the Lancers 45. Still in the right hash. New formation. Carbello jots back, looking left, staring left, throws it down to the Harris twin. Number 13, Jalen Harris. He musses. Number 8, Leonidas Leyva.
And Leyva's done a pretty good job all night of holding Harris down. But unfortunately right there, you just can't keep a 3-star recruit contained for that long. And unfortunately, he did. He couldn't. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 11 here. Big play for the Buffaloes. Can they get a score and tie up this game?
Great catch from Jalen Harris. Able to bring his team from the 45 down to the 11. About a 34-yard gain. Now Carbello and his offense starting at the left hash. Official timeout as there seems to be another Lancer injured.
And It seems that there is a player down for the Lancers. I'm not necessarily sure what happened,
Appears to be.
but I mean, that's just unfortunate. I mean, such a good start for the Lancers, and then 3 injuries in the first quarter, and they're in the third quarter, sorry. And I mean, especially with that star edge rusher, Miles Day, I mean, that is just unfortunate.
Miles Day with that one big sack in the first half, now getting subbed off after this injury.
And I mean, Day has been their most consistent pressure maker on defense. And I mean, these injuries are starting to rack up for the Lancers. And you got to wonder how this is making Manteca's life easier. I mean, first off, Cumbie goes down, and now you're going to have a sophomore quarterback come in. And now you have their best edge rusher go down.
Ron Juarez bounces it left. Created by the Lancer defenders, but he gets all the way to the Lancer 5 or 4 yard line, sitting up 2nd and 3.
Good play there by Juarez. Well, we've seen both him and Moda do a lot tonight. Turn something that looks bad and turn it into something really good by bouncing it outside.
Again, Manteca offense starting on the left hash. Expecting another run here. Lancer is not necessarily stacking the box. It's going to be a QB power. QB keeps going. Carbello stopped on the Lancers 2 or 3 yard line. Only a gain of 2 there.
And I mean, that's just still also not a bad play there by the Lancers. We've seen Carbello use his legs multiple times tonight. They kept it well contained, and now it's 3rd down. They do have 2 shots to punch it in, but still, they're doing really well containing these big plays.
3rd and 1 for the Manteca Buffalo on the Lancers 2 yard line. Expecting a powerful run here to either get the first down or a touchdown. Carbello under center. There's going to be another flag. Could this be a 3rd false start on the Buffalo? Offside on St. Francis. Looks like they're going to give a first down.
And I mean it was 3rd and it wasn't 3rd and goal. They needed to get a first down there, and now you just handed it to them on a silver platter, made it half the distance to the goal, and made their lives all that much easier.
Actually, it's going to stay 3rd down, but 3rd and inches with the touchdown only a yard away. Again, Carbello under center. 2 running backs behind him. Motion. It's a handoff to Juarez, and that's going to be a touchdown. Up to right between the right tackle and the right guard. And celebrations from the Manteca sideline. Celebrations from the Manteca stands. And if this PAT is good, this would leave this game tied with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
I mean, what were we talking about momentum? We've been saying it all game. St. Francis has had the momentum, most of it. They were up 10. We thought that this game, we thought the Manteca might have given up. We thought that, but no, they've showed a lot of grit. They've showed a lot of resilience. And now they just tied and now I don't know what is happening. There's another flag. And it looks like they're going to bring out the offense here. It might have been an offside penalty on the Lancers. They're going to go for 2 here and try to take the lead.
Gutsy call for the Manteca coaching staff. And do you like this call?
I don't necessarily. I mean, I get it's on the 1. I get it. It's probably going to be pretty easy. But still, what if you don't get it? Now you're down 1. You just had the opportunity to tie it. And the chance to lead in the 3rd quarter is generally not that important.
Carbello, 3 running backs behind him. It's a big skirmish. What's going on? Oh, is he short? Oh, he's short. It's no good. Lancers stand. Big tackle by number 5, Jaden Lewis.
And he's the star of their defense. And right there, he showed up. Big play, Jay. And I mean, what was I talking about? Is risky call to go for 2 right there instead of the sure extra point. And what do you know? Lancers stuff it right there. And now they have an opportunity to take an 8-point lead.
Lancers now up 24-23, minute 20 seconds left, and they were about to receive this kickoff from the Manteca Buffaloes. Like we said, gutsy call from the coaching staff did not pay off to the Buffaloes. Unfortunate.
But now, of course, the big question, will Drew Cumby come back out, or will it be sophomore quarterback Sean Sakai?
It's going to be a kickoff by Navarro. Back to receive is Shanahan and Butler again. Both having pretty good games, especially Butler with the big kick return and big receiving touchdown. Navarro kicks it high. Looks like it's going towards Luna. Luna catches it. Luna has blockers. Luna unsure. Luna keeps pushing forward. Gets down to his own 32.
And I mean, that was just good, patient running right there. He was waiting for the hole, and as soon as he saw it, he shot through it, and he ended up giving the Lancers relatively good field position.
Lancers now starting on their own 31. 1st and 10 on the left hash, up by 1 with only a minute and 13 seconds left.
And it will be Drew Cumby coming back out for the Lancers, and that is a beautiful sight to see.
Beautiful sign for the Lancers offense, but also a beautiful sign for the young man himself. Cumby now in shotgun formation, two to the left, to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Moda. Moda trying to make something happen, but not much there. A gain of about 1, leading to 2nd and 9.
And yeah, I mean, the Lancers really just trying to end this quarter, waste the last bit of clock. So I would assume it's going to be another run here, but you never know, they might try to pull off some play action. We've seen them use that tight end drag off play action multiple times.
Now Cumby and company. Holloway on his right. Moto on his left-hand side, as well as 2 wide receivers on his left. Buffalo stacking the box. It's a play-action pass. Cumby a little slow, but throws it right deep to Holloway. Holloway lays out and unable to catch it. Just a yard short of the kid.
And I mean, the cornerback there needed a map. Holloway was wide open. The cornerback was lost, and Cumby had him. He had a big play waiting for him deep downfield. It was just a bad misfire right there. And what could have been a potential touchdown is now going back to 3rd and 9 on your 32.
Cumby's going to want to have that one back. But great play by the team in general. Not an awful throw, but definitely not where the ball needed to be. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Lancers. 21 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. We got 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Cumby draws back, looking right, has pressure, and the pass intended for Pivoletti is incomplete as it's deflected by number 12, Jaden Harris from Manteca.
And I mean, who else would you expect from Manteca to swat that ball away? Pivoletti has had a really good game thus far, and he was pretty open on that crosser. It wasn't the worst throw in the world, but just swatted, but it was a good ball, but a better play by Harris.
This is going to send out the Lancers punt unit.
And speaking of Pivoletti, he will be the one to send this one away for the Lancers' 3rd punt of the game.
Back to receive for Manteca. Appears to be number 0, Avila. Pivoletti. Punt to the right. It bounces. It's going to keep bouncing. It's going to roll slowly. Lancers crowding around it. And will pick the ball up with the Manteca Buffalo offense starting at their own 22-yard line.
Great punt there from Pivoletti. Just put it right in front of the returner, allowed it to roll, and now they're all the way back inside their 25 right here. With 2 seconds left in the half, I would assume a run. But, I mean, as we close the third quarter, it's really been a tale of two halves for the Lancers. This first, or a tale of two, I guess, quarters, you could say, for the Lancers. The first part of this quarter, they were rolling here with that 80-yard Drew Cumbie touchdown. But then in the second part of this quarter, it just hasn't been as well, and they've been relatively struggling.
Carmelo run up the middle, tackled by Jaden Lewis for a gain of about 3. And that will send us into this fourth quarter with the Lancers up 24-23 against the Manteca Buffaloes.
Manteca. So now as we're going to change sides here for the final quarter of action here, Gavin, 1 point difference here. What will be the key for the Lancers if they want to hold on and win this game?
Honestly, it's going to be the offense. I think if you have 12 minutes left in the game, I don't know if the defense can withstand 0 points. A 1 point lead is not enough. It's going to be down to Lancers offense.
Well, I mean, I also think that I agree with what the offense needs to do. But what they need to do again is start establishing that run again. Manteca's done a relatively good job adjusting in this second half to the Luke Moda and Cumbie rushing attack. If the Lancers can get back on track in the run game, they will be able to win.
Cabello starting the game, starting the fourth quarter off. About run, given to number 32, Nico Juarez.
Good contain and pursuit there from the Lancers. Able to set the edge well and stop Juarez from ripping off a big run.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Buffalo. On their own 26 here.
And it's 3rd and 7 here. The Lancers have done a good job mitigating this drive to start this fourth quarter. And they could use a stop right here, especially with how their offense has been performing.
Cabello sends Juarez on his left. Looks left and has number 12, Jaden Harris, swarmed by Lancers. About a 10-yard gain, but there is a flag.
And laundry flies right here. Potentially could be a holding. But if it's on the Lancers, that's a good play there from Carabello. Able to find the open seam and able to withstand the Lancer pressure to get a first down.
Officials still talking over the penalty.
Long discussion here. One of the Lancers looks visibly upset, but they're going to move this ball back.
It appears we're going to have to replay this third down for the Manteca Buffalo.
But now it's going to be 3rd and, yeah, about 7 here. I'm kind of confused as to what the call was. But either way, this gives the Lancers new life. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
It's going to be 4th and 12. And it seems like they're going to go for, actually, dispute on whether it's 3rd or 4th down here on the field. Officials are going to, they're going to give a timeout to Manteca.
Well, I mean, they're confused. The Lancers are confused. The refs are confused. I'm confused. Is it 3rd or is it 4th down? It looks like it's going to be 4th and 12 here. And it was a good timeout call by Manteca, because if they went for it and if they did not get it, well, that would have been disastrous.
Expecting a punt on this 4th and 12 as they're on their own 21. Expecting the Lancers to get the ball back. What do they need for this drive?
What do they need for this drive? Well, what they need is to be able to establish the running game. That was the key to their success in the first half, was getting these big Luke Moda runs. But even if they weren't big, they were at least consistent. But they haven't really gotten that at all in the second half.
Expecting a punt from Juarez. Juarez to Butler here. Butler asks for the fair catch. And they will start on their own 46 for this new drive for the Lancers. Great field position. Now what can they do?
Well, they're going to need to get yards. They've gone 3 and out, and they've had to punt the last 2 drives. It hasn't necessarily been pretty for the Lancers. If they can just get 1 first down here, I believe that they can do something really well and potentially get another score.
There's 10 minutes and 54 seconds left in this 4th quarter, as the Lancers talk over this drive. Lancers currently still up 1, 24-23 after that gutsy call by the Manteca head coach to go for 2.
And it seems as though Sean Sakai has entered the game for the Lancers. Potentially Cumbie not feeling okay, but we don't know.
Gives the handoff to Moda. Moda keeps running, breaks that tackle, busts down the left, breaks another, and he's gone. He's going to keep going, and he's not going to stop. That's going to be a touchdown into the Brown Lancers end zone.
I mean, I want to say that's a vintage Luke Moda run, but is it really vintage if it only happened about an hour ago? Because that's exactly what he did in that first half. He bounced runs outside. He created something from nothing, and because he did that, he just got a touchdown and allowed the Lancers to go up by 8.
Lancers might have been a little nervous having to put Sean Sakai in, seeing that Drew Cumbie may not be feeling well.
But, I mean...
But Luke Moda bailing his team out, giving his Lancers the opportunity to get this 8-point lead with Lucas Vaughn on for the PAT.
And, I mean, when you have a running back that's performed so well like Luke Moda, it really eases the pressure off of you as a quarterback. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be the hero. If you can just turn around and hand it off and make good decisions, Sean Sakai will be in great shape here if he wants to close this game.
PAT good from Lucas Vaughn, giving the Lancers the lead 31-23 with 10 minutes and 43 seconds left in this 4th quarter. But as Tyler was saying, Luke Moda, so far, the hero of this offense. But he's not alone. As we were saying, Drew Cumbie with that 80-yard touchdown run. Butler with that 20 or 30-yard reception touchdown. Piffaletti with that 2-yard jet sweep.
And, I mean, it really has been an all-around good game for the Lancers offense. They've been able to move the ball. They've been able to score well. It kind of sputtered a little bit there in the 3rd quarter, but so far things are starting to look up again from the Lancers.
Vaughn now off the kickoff. Kick is going to go for a touchback. And Manteca will set up shop at the 25-yard line. 20-yard line.
And once again here, the Manteca offense looking for a sustained drive. They haven't been able to have a lot of those this game, but when they have, they've been able to score, as evidenced on the scoreboard, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. But, I mean, once again, it all starts with Carabella's legs. If Carabello could get his legs going, this Manteca offense opens up completely.
Carabello hand off to Juarez. Juarez bounces it right for a 5-yard gain, letting the Manteca offense get up to the 25-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 5 as they try to climb back this 8-point deficit.
And, I mean, once again, Juarez able to just bounce a run to the outside for a nice 4-yard gain here, putting the Buffaloes in second and manageable, which is a situation they've been in a lot throughout this game.
Cabello now to hike. Looks left. Pressure in his face. He dodges one. Throws a sidearm throw. And it's caught by number 12, Jaden Harris. On number 24, Pifoletti. Pifoletti tried to get his arm in there and did his best. But Jaden Harris was the better player on that rep.
But Pifoletti, I mean, it wasn't bad defense at all. That was really good defense. They were able to get through their rush lanes. They pressured Carabello. Carabello just slinged it up the middle, and Harris showed why he's a good receiver, why he's a 3-star recruit. Pifoletti was right there. Harris just hung on, and he did it better.
Cabello again. Now at the 47. It's a direct power. QB power. QB tries to get past one, but he can't. He dives forward, but eventually tackled by the Lancers, number 11, Vinny Tarantino.
And I mean, we've seen this throughout the game. They motion Juarez out of the backfield, and they run a quarterback design run with Carabello. His legs have been utilized really well, but it's starting to become a little obvious as to when they're starting to use them. And if the Lancers can start to anticipate these runs, they should be able to stop this Manteca offense.
Cabello now has a team 2nd and 3, drops back, looking middle, and it's intercepted by Jaden Lewis. Jaden Lewis has the ball. Jaden Lewis has blockers down the right side, and he is tackled by number 23 on Manteca, Lopez.
And what have we...
Jaden Lewis and the Lancers celebrating.
And I mean, what have we been saying all game? That is, Carabello's legs have been his main trait, not necessarily his arm. Well, it showed right there. He just threw it right to Jaden Lewis. I don't know who he was throwing to there outside of Jaden Lewis, and he was able to pick it off, get a nice snag. I think even Lewis was a little surprised considering how he bobbled it. But now this gives the Lancers possession, field position, and an opportunity to score and put the Lancers up 2 touchdowns.
Great play by Lewis, stepping into that role of Chase Cahoon from last year, now the Stanford player, showing that you can teach an old dog new tricks, even though he's not that old. He's just a junior.
Yeah. Flag, laundry. Dang it.
It's going to be a delay of game on the Lancers. Now they're going to have to start with a 1st and 15. Starting on their own 49 now.
And I mean, penalties have really stopped the Lancers from really running up the score here. They've had multiple delay of games, multiple holdings, a couple of false starts here and there, and those add up over time. And it's showing right now, it could have been 1st and 10 on close to midfield. They still are close, but they now just made it really difficult for them to get a 1st down.
Sean Sagai in shotgun gives it to Mota. Mota has no daylight. Stuffed for no gain by the Manteca defense, in specific, number 26, Brixton Menchaca.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big... I like how Luke Mota and how they've handled his carrying ability throughout the game, but I don't really like these nondescript runs where they're just turning around, handing it off. They're not giving Shakai an option to throw it out because they've adjusted relatively well in this second half outside that one big play. And so they need to give Sakai options. They need to give him a little bubble on the outside, just something quick.
Sakai on 2nd and 15. Low snap, dives on it. He's brave. What did the officials say? Brave play by the sophomore Sakai to dive on that loose snap with those 300-pound linemen.
Whew. And I mean, that could have been real bad. Low snap. It looked like it was going to be a turnover. And then that momentum that we've been talking about all night would have swung to Manteca, but he was able to corral it, get on top of it. And while it is still 3rd and 15, that is exponentially better than the alternative.
It's actually a 3rd and 18 now. Lancer Sakai and his offense now have one last shot here to get a 1st down. Sakai looking left, now looks right. Shanahan with the catch. He has blockers. He has space. There's a flag, but Shanahan gets the 1st down. Oh, ball is out. Butler running. Officials call it dead. Butler unable to keep running and gain more yards, but Shanahan with the celebration, saying he's moving those chains forward.
Well, we got to wait for what this penalty call is. But that was a really smart call there from the Lancers. Quick pass out to Sakai, from Sakai to Shanahan. Let Shanahan shimmy, let him work a little bit. And what did he do? He ended up getting a first down, but it's going to get called back.
It's going to get called back now. Not exactly sure what the call was. Could have been illegal holding on the offense. And now we're going to have a third and forever. Third and 20 it appears. Third and 21.
I mean, yeah, holding's not the best there. I think once again, you're going to have to take a shot, but I mean, Manteca's going to load the box. But they're actually not this time. And
whistles. Referee stopped the play. Appears to be a timeout for Manteca.
And Manteca really hasn't been all that well communication-wise this game. That's their last timeout of the game. And we saw before in the first half with those communication issues, not able to communicate, get the play in time. They utilized two of their timeouts early in the first half, and now they're out of them for the rest of the game. And those timeouts can be critical, especially down 8.
Sakai fitting somewhat like a glove into his offense. Hasn't been exposed yet for his inexperience. Hopefully, for the Lancers' fortune, he can keep this up.
Well, even despite that inexperience, we've seen flashes of good things from him. We saw that quick screen out to Shanahan. We've seen that was his one big play, but he's been composed. We saw him dive on that fumble. He's handled it relatively well.
Sakai draws back, has pressure in his face, just throws it. Oh, there's a bit of a scuffle.
And I mean, once again, even despite being a sophomore, he still ends up making a smart play. Just throw it in the dirt. It was a busted play. Throw it in the dirt. And now give your punt team an opportunity to do just that. Punt, flip the field for the Lancers, and give Manteca some hopefully not so good field position.
Lancers appear to be punting now. Pifoletti punting off to the Manteca number 12, Jaden Harris. Pifoletti from his own 25. Kicks it high and right, and that's really high. Ball's bouncing. Ball continues to bounce past the 20, past the 15. Lancers follow it, and the Lancers will pick it up. And now Manteca Buffalo's offense will have to start their drive at their own 13. What a pump from Pifoletti and the punt team.
I mean, if that was intentional, that was really good. And even if it wasn't intentional, it turned out really well. That was a high punt. I thought it was going to end up being really short. They were going to have a chance to return it. But it just kept rolling through. And now they're inside the 20. They're stuck with not good field position. This is exactly what the Lancers wanted when they wanted to punt.
Lancers defense, see if they can get a stop early. Miles Day back in after that short injury scare. Carbello getting chased down and finally wrapped down by the Lancers defensive line. In particular, number 32, Dylan Garcia.
Well, Garcia and Parker Jacobs had good pursuit on the backside of that play right there. So when Carbello tried to cut it back, they were just met with a swarm of Brown.
Carbello and his offense now 2nd and 8 from their own 15 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds left, down by 8. Carbello jots back, looking right, steering right, deep ball right, and that is to nobody. Matthew Doyle almost had the chance to intercept it, but that pass was way too far. for the Manteca wide receiver.
Well, even despite that bad throw, that was a good play by Carabello. If it was double coverage, and if Harris wasn't going to get it, Carabello made sure no one was going to get it. But now this presents them in a 3rd and 8 situation, backed up on their own 15. Can the Lancers get a stop here?
Carabello's first drive after his interception to Lewis. 3rd and 8. Can Carabello make some magic for his Buffalo? Carabello steps up, deep laser, and it's caught. Number 3, Juju Ramirez.
And Ramirez right there with a good crossing route over the middle. He's hobbling a little bit as he comes off the field, but a great laser. Good bullet pass from Carabello right there, showing off the arm strength and giving Ramirez a chance to run.
Ramirez gives his team a 25-yard gain. And now, with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game, Carabello and his offense want to chip away at this 8-point lead. Carabello sends a player in motion, fakes the handoff, takes it himself up the middle for about a 4 or 5-yard gain.
And I mean, eventually, despite Carabello's innate rushing ability, you're going to have to start throwing it. We're at 5.5 minutes and winding. If they continue to run it, they might run out of time. And I know they don't want to give the Lancers the opportunity to get the ball back, considering how good their offense has been. But you're going to have to start airing it out soon.
Manteca starting on the left hash here. 2nd and 6, 5 minutes left. Carabello gives a handoff to Juarez. Juarez tackled by number 44, Parker Jacobs.
And Jacobs with a good, strong tackle there to leave it.
To leave the gain of only 4.
Just to leave Juarez short. And even despite it's being 3rd and manageable for Manteca, that's better than 1st and 10. You would still get a stop. You might even force a punt here. But if I were Manteca and I were stopped, I think I would have to go for it.
I think Manteca will most likely go for it, even if they get stopped, as they do have gutsy coaching staff. Manteca's motion, communication. Carabello, more motion. Carabello looking right. He has options, and he throws to number 7, Sweet Mallory. Tackled by number 17, Matthew Doyle. But that will move the chains and get the Manteca offense up to the 50.
And I mean, Kendall Sweet and Mallory right there with just a sweet route in the flat. And a good call there. Rolling it out right for Carabello. We've seen it all day. And then it's been good for them so far.
Manteca offense on the right hash. Even more motion and more. Carabello looking left. Has to take it himself. And a great tackle by the Lancers. Number 6, Landon Justice. Carabello thought he had space. Justice said no.
Well, and Justice said, well, I'm not there. I mean, not only was Justice tackling, there was about 4 Lancers right there swarming Carabello. They were trying to get a little screen pass, quick out to the left. Carabello didn't like it, tried to run up the middle. Lancers swarmed him, and now it's 2nd and long.
Carabello able to get 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 here. Carabello dropping down, looking middle, throws it to Piffaletti. Piffaletti interception. He's still running, and he is finally tackled by number 12, Jaden Harris. But that's 2 drives in a row, 2 interceptions from Carabello.
Well, and that interception from Carabello might just end, and that might be all she wrote, because don't forget here, the Buffaloes don't have any timeouts. So unless they get a quick stop, the Lancers should be able to run out this clock and end this game.
I wouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, Tyler, as it still is a 1-possession game. And even though Sean Sakai has not been a liability yet, this is still his first varsity game.
Well, even if Sakai is a liability, we still have my dog, Luke Moda, in the backfield.
Moda gets the ball in the I formation, keeps it running, breaks past 2 tacklers. He has a 3rd. He's carrying him along and has to have a 4th take him down. Moda up with a 20-yard gain, pushing his offense all the way to the opposing 26.
Well, I think even if the plan originally was to run out the clock, Moda just threw that one out the window, breaking not one, not two, but 3 tackles on the play, and on just a run play up the middle, just a straight dive, and he was able to turn a big gain out of it, and we're seeing more under center action there in that strong formation. The fullback shifted over to the right.
Sakai now under center, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, up by 8. Sakai taking his time. Sakai, it's a run to Moda again, but this one is snuffed out by a multitude of Manteca defensive linemen and linebackers.
And, I mean, just unfortunately there, even though Moda ripped off that last one, Manteca saw that, anticipated the run again, loaded the box, and this should take us to around 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. So, the Lancers probably, if they get one more first down, this game will be all she wrote.
Sakai and his offense now 2nd and 13. Clock still ticking, going under a minute and 45 seconds. Most likely Mota getting the ball again. Holloway on the right. Mota does get the ball, a little bobble in the handoff, but Mota still needs 4 defenders to take him down, even though he's still taken down for a loss of 1.
And I mean,
leaving a 3rd and 14 for his offense.
Strong running there from Moda. I mean, we've seen it all day. I mean, they needed multiple tacklers to bring him down as this clock ticks and ticks and ticks. Down to a minute now. 3rd and 13 for the Lancers.
Big 3rd down. Do you think the Lancers need to score on this drive, or they just trying to take the clock down?
You just need a first down. And but even if, what this might sound crazy, as the Lancers call a timeout here, is I would just try to run backwards and try to run out clock and try to get it down to under 30 seconds because the Lancers just right now, they have the ball, they have time on their side. If there's a 30-second play clock in high school, so if you could just waste 18 seconds, you could end this game right after that.
And how about this looking like a win for the Lancers, and Sakai stepping into the Cumbie job and most likely securing this win in a crucial first game of the 2026 season.
Well, I mean, and also something to note, the Lancers never trailed this game. Cumbie and Sakai, the duo of quarterbacks, has been able to manage this offense well. They've been able to, when they needed to, throw the ball well, and the run game has been really, really good here for the Lancers. And their defense, I mean, more credit needs to go to their defense, though. Because with 2 3-star recruits on the other side of the ball, you got to think that they were the priority, and they stopped them really well today, despite what the scoreboard shows.
Sakai, handoff to Moda. Moda just runs forward and tackled for no gain, bringing up 4th down. And the clock will keep running.
30 seconds now.
Game plan appears to just hike the ball and have Sakai throw it in the air.
Well, I mean, I would be really surprised if they did that as the clock runs down to 20 seconds now. They're going to run down this play clock, and they will take a timeout.
Delay of game,
take a timeout, and then let this clock burn, baby, burn. 31-23 with 4 seconds left in this game. And what a team victory for the Lancers. Because it's been on all 3 teams. Offense, defense, special teams. Special teams has been great with the kickoffs and punts and the 2 returns. Defense did a great job containing Juarez and the Harris twins, who are their 3 top players that we marked coming into this game. We knew they were going to do well. And then on the offensive side, putting up 31 points against a stout Manteca defense, that is something to be proud of. And as this game comes to a close, I mean, the celebration is on for the Lancers. This is a really good win against a tough opponent here that we said at the top of the show. They played 9 years ago in the NorCal Championship game not a thing has changed because the Lancers win again.
Again, the game still is not over. There's 4 seconds left. Sakai under center. He'll just run backwards, and he'll keep running. No one near him. And he'll sit down as the clock strikes 0. And that is all she wrote for the St. Francis Lancers and Manteca's first game of the season. Friday Night Lights at Ron Calcaño Stadium.
Well, great win. Play the band, fire the cannon. Let's celebrate tonight because the Lancers win 31-23 in a strong signature victory. The run game was good. The pass game was good. Everything really went well tonight for the Lancers. If there was one takeaway I would say is a negative, they got to clean up the penalties. If you want to beat the big dogs like De La Salle and Serra, you can't commit big penalties that kill your drives.
All in all, great game from both teams. Love the effort, love the quality. And thank you for listening to us. This was Gavin Elephant.
And Tyler Matthey. We're going to say goodnight to you from Mountain View. Fire up the cannon crew, baby.